When we last left off, you guys were back at Grunberg after a bit of exploration down near the town of Rotfurt, tracking down and killing trolls. Having successfully killed the trolls, you set about searching the foothills for the troll cave and the rumored troll horde. With some difficulty, the group got scared at night and then decided to continue tracking down the trolls and eventually found a fetid swamp area in the foothills that seemed to be where the trolls were having their cave. However, there was some big nasty tentacle creature in the pool, and the troll slayer was unwilling to go further. The ruffian was unwilling to go into the cave by himself, and everybody withdraw. And I think the general conclusion is trolls are obviously poor. They have no wealth. There's no reason to go in the cave. Let's go home.
Correct. The only person that wanted to go in the cave wouldn't even get.
Wouldn't get the other place. He kept saying, "You guys go on, check it out."
Guys? Be our guest. By all means, you can follow your way.
The wizard was specifically keeping his distance, letting everybody else take the heat.
From what I hear, it's Standard George. That's what
That's exactly what I'm going to say.
You know what? He's actually really good in talking people into
Normally, he just has to let you guys go and just not say anything.
Oh, I was over here. Oh, you guys went.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what was going on, too.
I'll take some notes on that.
He really was. He was like, I'm going to stay over here and take notes.
So, after that adventure, you guys spent a little bit of time looking at the ruins of Rotfurt, the winery where the previous survivors of the town had been crucified. Nobody opted to go into the destroyed village itself, and there was some discussion about heading upriver into the western foothills to investigate strange lights that were being seen at night. The group thought better of that plan and opted instead to get on the boat and return to Grunberg to get whatever reward they could, or at least report that the trolls were defeated.
Found another boat?
No, your boat.
Oh, all right.
Your boat. You guys got back to town. Now keep in mind, the entire threat that you guys have defeated is 3 trolls that were apparently, at least according to the soldier, the sole and only threat to shipping in this area. And he has confirmed with his name and signature to the local militia that he has dealt with all threats to shipping in this area, to the extent that they put him in for a commendation to be delivered in the near future to Nuln, I think you guys said, because the group wasn't going to stick around town.
None of us knew that he was lying.
Yeah, he went off by himself to the militia captain and said, "We did it. It's taken care of. You got my word on it." Meanwhile, Thad and George collected the bag of notes and trinkets and such from the tower, and the plan for the group, when you guys are leaving Grunberg, I believe, was to head north along the river to Castle Reikgard, and then back south along the Reik River to Kemperbad. And it dawned on a few people that you guys were supposed to be tracking down this Telka lady who has gone east, and you guys went west to get sidetracked and looking at other things.
Matt seriously about lost his mind when he found out some of the historical data that the party already had. I seriously wanted to choke the
We gave you right?
No.
Nobody filled in any information to his character. They just said, "We got to go here."
Screaming at us.
I was like, what the? What's wrong with you? They knew exactly where she was going. They had a pretty map with an X on it. Said, right here's where she's going.
Yeah.
Let's go this way.
Yeah, let's
I had a lead.
go the opposite.
We've gotten to the.
That way.
We had gone east into the. But it was costing us a bunch of money to go through the
Right, there's a expensive fee when you go up from Kemperbad to the east, and if you have to go past Unterbaum, then there's another expensive fee to take the boat up the lock system to the top of the falls.
How much did you?
But that's where we need to go.
How much did you?
That's where Telka was reported to go, and where the map that showed the path of the moon indicated as well.
It showed the path that's also would be followed.
So
That I knew nothing about.
Okay, so you guys are. By the time you guys get back to Grunberg, the two have collected. You guys had previously returned to the village, to the boat, and were waiting there for the rest of them. So you're with them at this point. You guys are just now leaving Grunberg. If there's any other last-minute stuff you guys want to do before you set sail.
I got my clothes cleaned when I got back early.
Well, you were at the boat, so I mean, it's only so much you can clean there. I mean, you can certainly dip it in the river if you want, but.
Hey, somebody in town to clean my clothes.
Oh, at Grunberg? Okay. You guys spent a day or two, I think. So that's not a problem. Is there anything else you guys want to do at Grunberg before you move on?
Nope.
Okay. The wharf dwarf waves at you guys goodbye. You can see another one of the barges starting to head south, fully loaded with trade goods for the town to the south.
Has he repaired the other barge?
No, that's going to take another week or two because of the large hole in the bottom of it.
Does somebody else still own that, or is that
Yes.
just very okay?
No, it's still owned. Crew's in town. We're just hanging out, waiting. But I mean, he's putting more of a rush on it now because the river's safe. And the guys want to get back to work.
I'm glad somebody put their name on that.
Yeah, you see the old man riverboat guy is currently pushing his boat heading south. He's the one with the current cargo.
Okay. In fact, I stated
We
that it
waved
was
at him.
something else.
I think we should follow that boat.
Going south?
That's the opposite direction of where you want to go.
Yeah, but you guys been wanting trade goods. That's free trade good. Once it gets sunk.
I agree. That's just evil.
It's called life.
So where are you steering the boat?
Rights.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Wherever we want to go.
South.
Castle Right Guard, and then to the east is where we're planning.
I don't know if I'm being a little bit. Why are we going to Castle Right Guard?
We're not going.
Because that's the way the river goes.
Oh,
That's where we're planning.
okay.
You're not really taking the boat like overland. You can go north or you can go south. That's it. That's the only options you have with the boat.
You will go the way that they said.
We crashed it into the Castle Right Guard.
I was confused. I was like, why are we going there?
Yeah, we wanted to find out what happened.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I assume you can see the map over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Those the chaos.
You fixed the brightness on the TV.
Did we?
It's not as bright.
I
okay.
think it's just because of the map. But okay.
Yesterday it was impossible to even see any detail because the screen was so bright.
I was going to
I'll have you know, I'm investing in some additional camera stuff, so I will have an overhead camera in a few weeks.
I found a power rail, by the way.
Okay. Well,
The 110 power rail that you can just slot anywhere along it.
too
It's not
expensive.
worth it.
Yeah, it's way too expensive. I'm gonna get
That's why I
a
didn't send it to you. It was like $1,000.
like a 10-foot piece of conduit hanging from the roof, and then I have a couple of other mounts I'm going to put on the side walls over here and rearrange all the cameras so they're a little bit cleaner and more organized.
Sounds to me
So.
like you're setting up the stage for something else.
Jen cannot hide anymore in the dead spot.
She cannot, because I already have one camera that's directly over there.
Deliberately, she'll sit and then she'll.
I've noticed that a few times.
So she's not. So she's right where it splits. So it like.
Mm-hmm.
And she's being interested. Like.
That is slick. I wish I knew what that was.
Yeah.
You can watch one of the videos.
Yeah, no, I got everybody covered at this point. You're good. Okay, so off to Castle Reikard. Are you blowing this troll horn still?
He's blowing the troll's horn.
Okay.
No.
We gotta get your.
Where do you have troll head?
What you gotta get a giant drum or something?
Hey, Dad, you kicked something.
I'm aware. Thank you.
I'm learning how to blow the troll horn in other ways to attract other things.
Okay.
Look, I'm gonna play a chicken. I'll plug in.
So are you guys traveling normally, traveling fast overnight,
There's
risking wrecking?
Going all night.
Are we trying to get there as fast as possible?
We haven't shown any alacrity up to this point. Why start now?
I was going to say, I mean, if she's already ran away, she'd have already ran away by now, so I was to say take our time
Okay.
and not sail during night.
yeah, because we don't care what evil she started.
That's right. completely irrelevant.
Yeah, that's right.
She's already like 2 months ahead of us. How worse could it get?
Well, we did end the world. She can probably do the same.
Yeah.
George fixed that.
Yeah, I did fix it.
Most definitely.
What?
The first time we ended the world.
Is it the same way that we fixed the river trade route?
Maybe. In the same way you fixed the tree mushroom people.
Think about this. It sets up more employment for other adventurers.
Well, we help the economy. That's right.
Yep, we help the economy.
It's good stuff.
Hey, I mean,
Future campaign plot point.
more opportunities for the small business people since we burned all the wine.
We burned the wine?
Yes.
No, he built that.
No, I did not.
He did.
The witch hunters.
He burns the whole town into vineyards.
Oh,
No, the witches did it.
Witch hunters.
Okay.
The witch hunters or witches.
So, it takes several days. Or it only takes a couple of days heading north to Reik, and then from there, you turn back upriver, heading south towards Kemperbad. Total trip ends up being 2 weeks, a week and a half, somewhere in that area. Go ahead and mark off your cost of living expenses for 1 week's worth, which I think is like 1 brass for you. 2 brass? Okay.
Oh, that's right. Mine changed.
Am I officially now a sergeant?
A sergeant?
Priest sergeant?
Is that the next level?
Yeah, level 3.
If you fulfilled all the requirements, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, parry with the two-handed weapon, is it still 50% of your
Yes.
skill?
Yes.
Well, the reason I ask is I went off on World War II and was reading the books and all that, and I just want to make sure that we were on the same page.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay. And about 10 days later or so, you pull into Kemperbad. There is a large warning flag in the middle of the bay, indicating that there is a wreck under the surface of the water. There is a patrol boat moored in the bay outside of the dock, and you can see 6 or 7 soldiers on it in full uniform, keeping an eye on just the traffic. You guys sail in without much difficulty, pull up at the docks. It is 2 brass for the day, unless you guys are going to immediately head on.
what's
So,
that pay for?
I have a question. How much trade goods is that? Because we said we were gonna
Right,
cover that.
we were going to do that. The basic premise, since you're the bookkeeper and you weren't here, they wanted to buy generic trade goods for whatever value they could. Like I said, I think I've said before you had 80 slots or whatever of stuff. 75, okay. I would say with the 2 horses, drop that down to 55 because they take space and food.
Are they on the? Okay.
Doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to put things in the hold. You're going to put things on the deck.
Right.
The horses are on the deck. They can't climb
But
the
they gotta
ladder.
get food too.
They have to have food and so forth, and they have to have some space to move around. So 55 slots worth of stuff because you have 2 horses.
I feel like instead of going east through the river, we should go to
Okay. They're good for both towns. Import and export basic trade goods. There wasn't, other than boat building, there isn't anything else that Grunberg was known for. So there wasn't anything specific unless you guys have something in mind.
I would like to stay for.
Otherwise, functionally, you tell me how much you wanted to invest, and then we'll make a trade roll and see what, if anything, you guys profited or lost.
Okay. So above what our did anybody want to individually invest anything?
I guess it depends how much we have in the pot and the thing, and then depending on how much that is.
We got 52 gold in the pot,
Okay.
but we got to pay for a lot.
Well,
We got to pay for all that stuff. 52 gold, 12 silver, 28 brass, which is
I'll put in
another
5 gold.
silver. Are we gonna spend all of it then? 50 gold then?
I wouldn't.
Okay, more like 30.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
You said 5.
This
Yeah.
is ultimately a gamble.
And with 50 to 55 units, you can basically, for the money you're talking about, you can fill that up easily. So you tell me how much you want to put in,
Okay.
then we'll roll the trade. That's no fortune points using
You want to bring
mechanically.
William?
So we're doing all this at the town that has
At-
the freaking escalator thing?
That's when you're selling it. The idea was they bought a bunch of stuff at Grunberg,
Okay.
carried it with them here, and now they want to sell it to hopefully get some
We
profit.
got 2.
Okay. I'll put in 3.
Okay. So we got 45.
45 gold total? Okay. So mechanically the way it works is you can make your merchant lore to give, I believe it was Carter was doing the rolls otherwise. If you're successful, you give him a plus 20. If you fail, he gets a minus 10. Okay? No fortune points or etc. can be used. When Carter rolls, that determines whether he makes money or will have lost money in the trade.
Alrighty.
45 gold in.
Oh,
45
alright.
gold doesn't regenerate.
139.
139. Okay, so you get a plus 20 on your trade.
Okay. No. 142.
142. Okay. So counting your with the bonus of 20. Okay. So I'll give you, we'll say 20% extra.
Okay.
Through. So with bulk purchases and some shrewd negotiation, you managed to net what, an extra 10 gold,
Yeah.
10-ish gold. Okay. Like I said, it is 2 silver or 2 brass to moor the boat. It'll take at least 1 day to unload all the cargo. If you wish to purchase additional things here to take up the river, that's up to you guys. Otherwise, you guys have at least 24 hours to spend in Wheat or Kemperbad if you wish. And this, to your question, this is the town that has the elevators that go up and down, or you can take the stairs.
I'm taking the stairs.
Okay.
I want to do my information gathering again. I'm going to see if anything's changed or.
Okay. Give me a endurance roll first.
Yeah, great. And 125.
Okay, no problem. Your stairs feel good on you.
I am
Sorry. No. Fad. 8 gold. You got 6 gold.
I'm gonna go up top and
Sorry.
This is like.
get myself a cloak.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Okay.
right.
Try to buy myself a cloak.
Okay.
Is it 6 gold?
6 gold.
Okay. And that's
Taking
right,
the
counting
lift,
gold
or
I
you
originally put in? Oh, so
walking?
No, it's 3
I
net.
think you're getting 3 net. Yeah.
You're taking the lift, you said?
How much is it?
I was trying to determine that.
Thank you, Andy, for figuring that out.
Yeah.
Okay, bad. It is 2 brass per person on the passenger platform.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take it up.
It's also a tax of 2 brass per 10 baskets. So we'll assume 50, so 10 brass.
I'll take the
Lift?
lift.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and find a cloak. And how long would it take to get the 2 orc tusks fashioned on the cloak?
The 2 troll tusks.
Troll tusks.
To fashion them into a cloak or onto the cloak?
Onto the cloak.
I don't know. You have to go talk to a tailor.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll-
I rode the lift.
Okay, so anything common, you guys can just purchase at list price. Nothing of a concern. If you want anything more rare, let me know. You find a tailor in the first couple of hours. They're saying, to help me understand, you have a cloak and you want to have the tusks sewn into the cloak
I would like to have the tusks.
as like decoration or ribbing or... Okay, you want shoulder pads made of...
Literally
gold.
took a half an inch from my nose.
You should aim for a 1/4 inch. Paper cut across the
Paper
nose.
cut across the nose, man.
I would be laughing.
So I know soldiers and recruits get training
Okay.
and melee handed, two-handed.
I have a proposition.
If you
We
take
should
'em.
Go on.
I'm trying. Okay, so do you know if the
See, now you know how it feels.
do you know off the top of your head if there's any special abilities for two-handed recruits? Or
Special abilities?
Yeah, like they can get like Shield Master gives me a bonus. to
No,
speed.
there's no special talent specifically for two weapons. At least not that I'm aware of. Yeah, you'd have to look at the soldier class and see what talents they can learn and whether any of those would apply to what you're trying to do. The main advantage of a two-handed weapon is it hits really hard.
You have to take a talent to be able to use a tuned weapon, and you have to take
To get the training, yeah, the training does.
My guys automatically get that.
Our daily
You
travel.
don't automatically get anything. You have to spend 100 experience points to get anything.
I don't think it's a talent though for the two-handed weapon.
It's a talent.
Is
It's
it?
a talent.
Is it a talent? Okay.
To be able to use a great weapon is a talent. Because I get it as a troll slayer.
Okay.
Get them, man.
I believe it. Oh no, you're right. It's a skill.
I was like, it's a
But you
skill.
don't automatically get any skill.
Yeah, you don't get
You're right. He has access to the skill. He can spend his experience on that skill. Absolutely. I think you.
Special for two-handed weapon. You just learn two-handed.
Right. You have the skill, and like I said, they hit
You
harder.
have to have the action.
You're thinking first edition or second edition. You had to have a talent.
So I think we should invest in some proper adventuring gear like rope and other stuff.
So it's the same thing with fencing and all that stuff. You just have to be able to have the skill.
You have to have the skill access,
I agree.
but you can only get the skill access during your current career and level. It doesn't carry over from a prior career.
Unless I don't have the full one. But I can
Could
get
you
the,
look up the
How much
price
is
of
a
the
healing
book?
drop?
I would like a 50-foot. Think
I don't have to worry about any of that
well,
stuff.
I wasn't
And a
able
book.
to. I require the book
Just
then.
not use those.
I have the money.
What are you trying to get?
Would you like a healing drow or two?
Sure.
All right. I have some extra money, so.
Gotta outfit the dwarf.
Huh?
Gotta outfit the dwarf.
Well.
If you outfit the dwarf, he can take more damage.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That talent hardy is kind of nice.
Are you even allowed to wear armor as a troll slayer?
It was one of those things where normally I wouldn't have,
Huh?
but the survivability in this game would have been that I'd be dead like long ago.
So.
Yeah.
So the way Sean put it is that I would be. It's okay for me to wear it. It's not anything saying I specifically cannot.
Right.
Okay. Because every picture of a troll slayer shows them
Negative.
Yeah.
wearing a loincloth.
And that's
Then they
where I was
also
going to
just
play,
die
but
right
then I
away.
would have been on to another character already.
It all depends on how much agility and defense you have.
It wouldn't matter.
I-
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
I
Control would have just gutted me in like 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
give you 3 healing drops.
Must say, man, my armor class 19 has come in really handy.
It's been very helpful so far.
Actually, I think technically I'm now 20 because we're in a full plate helm, right?
No, if you're 19, that's half plate.
Okay.
On the
Yeah, I have to upgrade it, don't I?
yeah, there's a different thing. On the armor table, I have specifically what qualifies as armor type 20. Wherever that table went.
Healing drop is 10 silver per.
Yeah, I already figured that out.
Full plate. Yeah, you're wearing half plate currently.
Yeah.
You could
Which is
up.
chain leather and plates combined into a half plate type.
Right. It's like chest plate and maybe some shoulders, and that's about it. Full plate is metal plates everywhere, plus all the other
We
stuff.
should get a couple factory 2s because that.
But it's also 12 encumbrance instead of 8.
How much is a factory?
Factory 2 is 15 silver.
That's
I'm
it.
already
But it removes all
Stop
bleeding.
bleeding.
It stops bleeding.
All right,
It's
so
automatic.
right factory
I'm not a
2
half
on yours.
speed,
I'll
though.
just take off
Not
the
yet.
5 gold.
Do they still heal?
No, they don't heal,
They
but
just
it
stop
just
the
it just
bleeding.
stops the bleeding.
Oh, I'll
What
buy
is
you.
it?
I'll buy you one
A
factory.
factory
too,
two.
then.
Awesome.
It basically is a coagulant, and you stop all bleeding when you
What
apply
are you
it.
saying?
It's a alchemical item.
Factor E2. That he's trying to figure out how you're pronouncing it.
Oh, okay.
What are the words?
Phylactery.
Is that what it is?
Where is
Oh,
it? Where is it?
phylactery. Okay.
I don't see what you're looking at.
PHALL.
No.
I'm just putting bleed stop potion.
It's
Bleed stop potion. That sounds good.
bleed
I
stop.
put bleed stop.
Faxtoril.
There you go.
I swear to God, he was saying Factory 2.
I did.
Yeah, he was.
I was.
It's factorial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
remember,
stop.
everybody, if you've got money, you
I
should
was
definitely
pronouncing
get
it
at
like
least
that.
one
Yeah.
of those.
Because that was
How much
pretty
do they
You don't
cost?
need to death.
15 silver.
Do you
I'm gonna
understand
take
what
two
he's
of those.
talking about?
And it immediately stops bleeding.
It doesn't
Stops
do anything.
bleeding from a
It just
one critical wound.
stops you from bleeding.
That could be very important.
So it only costs 15 silver.
To me, those are almost more important than healing.
Yeah, when the orc lops your arm off and it says you're dead in 3 rounds, that stops the bleeding. And you're not dead anymore.
So
I have to avoid my ventilator now.
One of the talents I have access to once I gain the level is a thing that allows me to cancel the effects of one bleed. How large of a bleed is that?
A Warhammer bleed is 1 wound per round, which would be 5 hits. So it'll let you cancel anything up to a 5-hit wound per round. Won't save your life if you have like something that kills you in 3 rounds, but that drug certainly would. Wouldn't be very comfortable though. Stop the bleeding, but now you feel the pain.
Would it stop up to 5 points of bleeding since Rolemaster is totally different when it comes to that? So say I had a 2-pointer and a 3-pointer. Would it stop at 5?
Also,
I'd be willing to do that. That's
Also,
fine.
a decent one, since we've been running into fatigue conditions watching,
Mm-hmm.
we can get vitality drops, which remove the fatigue condition.
Is that one common?
Uppers.
Vitality scarce, but we're in
What's the
a
addiction
specialized town, so
What's the addiction factor?
I don't know
How
what
much
it
are those?
Delicious.
doesn't say an addiction factor, but whatever happens, it happens.
How much are
Then we just have the same person watch.
You know how fast he's gonna blow that horn?
You kidding? That's where he's going to keep all his herbs.
So how much do those cost?
Those ones cost 18 silver.
Yeah, I tell you what, Warhammer has a wicked addiction rating on this stuff.
Well, then we just have the one person watch all the time.
Just one dude's
Okay, I need a volunteer.
every day.
I need a volunteer. Who never wants to sleep again?
Main line with Bane. We just hit him in the back.
Fucking eyes are like every night.
I can see colors.
That's how ogres are made. Okay, anyways, you were asking about your cloak. There is a tailor. He says he can have it ready for you tomorrow. If you're going to be in town, he'll charge you 5 shillings.
All right. I can do
Okay.
that.
Get your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay.
That's not even breakfast time.
So you leave your cloak and horns with him?
Yep.
Okay.
So we wanted to get rope. Rope is per 10 yards is 8 silver per copper.
That's some expensive rope.
This shit's getting expensive.
While we're shopping, I'm keeping an eye out for the guy that he described the last time we were here that tried to physically assault him.
Okay.
Keep an eye out, see if I see that little ratty dude.
Yeah, I always keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
But how much is a grappling
He
hook
came up and
cost?
called him by the name
That was expensive.
was
It's
on
insane
the
if I
original
remember
sheet.
correctly.
The person
One
was trying
gold,
to be.
10 copper.
He came up and told him who he was. I tried to be him.
And that's just the hook.
And it's scarce.
Yeah, but we're in that town.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good thing I made some gold off of that trade.
Should we try and sell this defensive staff of magic?
What?
The defensive staff that we have?
Still don't know exactly what it
Ask
does.
the wizard. Should we sell the
Literally,
magic
we
item?
never use it.
If we're gonna
I
sell
thought
it, we
you
gotta
used
go
it
to a
every.
college.
I thought you used it every combat.
Did you hear him? If he's gonna
If we're gonna sell it, we gotta sell it to a college because they're the only one that will truly know it's magic.
Oh, okay.
So we're not gonna get the magic extra bonus.
They'll be like,
You want how much for this stick?
it's magic. Yeah, so were the beans my son bought.
Now he's up some beanstalk.
I haven't seen him in 3 weeks.
If we're gonna sell any magic items, we would have
Dwarf's
to
ears
sell it
perk
at
up at the
college.
beanstalk talk. And there be giants.
Giants?
Coming down.
I got all the heads before I get to the classes.
Yep. See, you guys are going to get right to the end scene. Quest completion here, and somebody was a giant over there, and the dwarfs would say, "Bye." Run off. Okay. So everybody, give me a gossip check.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's 98.
You gotta be kidding me. For once, I rolled over a 100 when I only had an 18 or something like that. CL 16.
Nice.
107.
134.
Yes.
120.
134.
Okay.
123.
So you got over 100?
Yeah, I did.
You did, okay.
107.
I got over a 200.
200. Okay.
What's your gossip?
I rolled a 98 and then I rolled an
okay.
87.
I know everything.
Yeah.
Okay. While you guys are wandering around town, how long are you guys planning to stay in town? Just the day?
How long is it gonna take for his
1 day.
1 day? So we'll wait for that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Did anybody else have anything else unique or specialized they wanted to get?
Was the outpost that's here?
The
No,
other
I'll just hold on
hunters,
to the
yes.
stuff. I'll just hold on to the stuff.
Okay. Okay. So just a day. Okay. While you are wandering around, you hear on the street, there's quite a bit of whispers that something apparently has happened to the Emperor. He hasn't been seen in quite some time, perhaps a little too long. It hasn't been seen in public for a couple of months at this point.
where's the emperor again? Like, where does he live?
Altdorf.
Altdorf? Okay. Maybe
His
we could go.
mutated son got him.
Save the emperor.
You also hear that there is threats of war breaking out in Talabakland, the Grand Prince of Ostland, the eastern portion of the empire, is hiring mercenaries and has been running military exercises with troops along the border to Talabakland. Okay.
Awesome.
Is that where they were
Chaos.
conscripting people as well? We had earlier.
Like, taking people off the boat and
First they lost their electric.
John, I don't care about anything unless it pertains to Atalka.
Atelka, okay.
Speak of
It's like we're playing a
Speak
game
of
of Total War.
to get to her,
We're just stuck
I
as little
think we
peons.
You're not even hero level guys.
You're a small dude, you just see how the floor down, that just wander around. And then it's like, well, those guys died from wars.
You see an orc army coming, oh, they're in trouble.
We don't have that much money, so we got like go through.
You talk to some merchants
Yeah.
while you're selling, buying, whatever, who are commenting that the city folk of Altdorf are only getting stranger these days. A couple of weeks ago, there were some merchants that came from Altdorf and were just insistent that Kemperbad used to be on the other side of the river, and somehow we up and moved the city. They could have sworn Kemperbad was on the western side of the river instead of on the eastern side. And the merchants, talking to you, seeing your notifications and everything, or your symbols are commenting how Altdorf has just gone insane. They don't know what they're talking about. Obviously, the city's always been on the same location.
Was it?
That'd be one hell of a spell.
Which way is Altdorf?
Altdorf is to the north.
And they're saying Kemperbad move?
They were claiming that Kemperbad moved from the west coast to the east coast of the river.
Was it?
Is it on the East Coast now?
Yeah?
That's where it's always been for us.
Or has it?
No, that's where it's always been for us. I can go back and watch the videos.
Recall my memory.
We got this rumor before also. I don't know.
You guys, couple people talk to you, seeing your troll hunter stance and so forth. They're a little intimidated by you, especially with the smell that you bring about you.
Yes.
But they comment that there are, down in Grisenwald, there's some down and out dwarfs that have been causing trouble for most of the town. You wouldn't be related to any of them, would you?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. None of the dwarves here in Kemperbad would be caught dead acting like that. They don't get involved in the affairs of humans.
I heard tell that them dwarves down there were taken advantage of by some nasty witch named Atoka.
Okay. Well,
That wicked witch, she needs to be burned.
yes, burn them all.
I agree.
You know any other witches?
No, that's the only one.
Okay. Well, if you do, make sure you report them.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I report her everywhere I go.
Been a lot of witch hunter activity in recent days.
Yeah, they keep scaring them all the witches though, because hell, they just walk around these big groups.
Well, there was something about a town to the west that they found a conclave of chaos. They burnt to the ground.
I heard about that vineyard and all.
Something like that. I don't know. Always was good wine though. Okay. As far as getting information on Atelka,
Yep.
nobody seems to recall that name, that person. At least nothing within the last few weeks.
Gotcha.
So, no information there.
Can I throw an idea?
Everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, yes. 15 perception.
Piss poor so far.
15 perception.
What's open-ended again?
It's probably about
96 or above.
95.
Well, I got open-ended.
Okay.
I should state I keep my mail coif when I'm in towns. My mail coif is down, so I don't have the -10,
Okay.
44.
just in case something happens.
Sure.
176.
Okay.
Like 171, I think.
Okay. You guys are wandering around town sometime late in the evening. That first day that you guys are there, you're scheduled to pick up your stuff the following morning. Crowd is plentiful, numerous, lots of people jostling up against each other. At one point, you guys are walking all as sort of a group. You hear sort of a snick as the crowd's walking by. Don't see anything, see anybody or whatever. But after Worf calls out, "Watch your bounce!" After a moment, you realize that it looks like he just got a bit of a haircut. The priest.
The priest.
Yeah, part of his long mane that goes back over his armor. There's a section of it looks like it's been trimmed a bit.
You just got a haircut, son.
I turn around, start looking.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, there's a couple hundred people on the road.
I hate this fucking town.
Look, I mean, when you look at your hair, it looks like that maybe 2 or 3 inches off a section of it got cut off.
They're going to turn you into a demon.
Don't look at me, man.
What can they use my hair for?
All sorts of stuff.
Probably juice potions.
Or it could just be a prank.
Yeah, well, my dwarf just accidentally.
At least they can get your money back.
Doesn't it make it easy to find them?
Man, walk around with a handful of hair.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Now that I can do, I mean, I'll keep an eye out. But
Okay.
You
So
should bust your head.
that night, you guys going to stay at taverns or back to the boat?
laser hair removal.
Yep.
Back to the
I'm
boat.
going back to the boat.
Of course.
Boat.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep in the tavern.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't sleep on boats.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Is
sleep
this
in the
stormy
tavern as
night
well.
today?
Okay. So another 2 bronze for the night. That'll include food and some basic drink.
Bronze.
Brass. Sorry.
Bronze.
Used to bronze from other games.
Copper bronze.
I'd sleep on the boat.
Okay. Any of you want to sleep on the boat? That's fine. For who else staying at the tavern then? 3 of you. Okay. While you guys are there, go ahead and give me another gossip roll.
Just stay in the tavern.
110.
Okay.
85 is
I
good.
rolled
85. 3.
Absolutely.
Okay. You guys hear that there's been reports of mutant corpses found drifting down the Reik just south of Kemperbad. Only the other week we pulled out of the river the one we pulled out of the river had bright green fur and 4 eyes on stalks.
Oh, good God.
What?
You're not there.
Just south of the city?
Just south of Kemperbad.
And we're in Kemperbad, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. Oh, that's... Well, that's unfortunate. We got a witch to find.
Princess Isabella von Holzwig-Schlesenstein. Isabella von Holzwig-Schlesenstein, the Emperor's sister, hasn't been seen in public all year. Everybody knows this because she's rumored to have had an affair with a peasant, a priest of Sigmar, or a noble of low standing, depending on who you're talking to.
In our group.
Yeah, depending on who you talk to, they report she had an affair with somebody. Some people say it was a peasant. Some people point out a priest of Sigmar. Some people say it was a noble of low standing. So yeah, between the three of you, it's like that's why they keep bringing it up. I said.
Hey, then we have 3 chances.
That's on our book. No. That's on our book.
I got a chance with
Yeah,
I was just thinking, man, that means I got a chance for some women. That's awesome. I need to start leaning into this.
When I get back down on the docks before I go to sleep, I did want to try to work for a meal at the docks as a porter.
Okay. Give me a athletics roll.
See if you drop the T in the harbor.
Yeah.
Is it athletics? It's going to be agility based? That sucks. I dropped the T in the harbor.
Okay.
Or whatever it is that I do horribly.
Okay. You managed to scrounge up some scraps from the trash pile to get some food, but I mean that's basically your living style, anyways.
Yep.
So.
You made one of your one of the inns for your campaign. Made your group kings. This
No, they died.
Oh.
They were going to be kings if they had survived. They didn't make it.
Trying to figure out where the notes that was at.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that campaign is still. They're still looking for kings. So if and when we ever run that campaign again, I didn't really care for that one, although it's a very popular one. But it's much more of a sandbox, and you got to have some structure to it. Otherwise, the group just goes to the wrong place and gets killed.
Yeah, we did it at Rolemaster, and a bear took one of our guys' heads off.
That was fun. We sneak up on it. You hear a growl. Everybody get ready. You see a big bear. Raise your weapons. The bear runs forward and attacks. Swipe. Head gone.
We run.
Forget the bear.
Got the loop.
Okay. So next morning, dawns. He picks up his cloak without any difficulty. It gives you a +5 for intimidation if it matters.
Nope, it doesn't.
That's badass.
Okay. It is. Thus the +5.
Yeah, well, I have 2 troll tusks, but I'm just trying to figure out how I want to mount them. That's all.
Okay.
Helm.
I thought about it. I actually thought about it. Just, I'm pretty baller.
It would go with
They can knock some teeth out, and you can just implant them.
It would go with your Ulrich style.
We need to get mammoth tusks for the boat.
No, he's at the boat.
Yeah.
Oh.
He sleeps on the boat every time. He won't sleep on the tavern.
Okay.
Just because
Oh, he's joined
it would be a
by
waste of
6
money. I have an
trained
ability that specifically
it
says
might be
you're not
worth it.
fatigued when you sleep on a boat. So
Why would he pay?
it was just a waste of money if I do.
Okay.
What style?
Is he missing any more hair this morning?
No.
They're about to make like a circle dedicated to like they put your hair in the middle
Mm-hmm.
and then it tracks you and then they always know where you're at and then they sell that out to a witch hunter who comes and finds you.
He's learning all kinds of things. As a
Yes.
priest of Myrna, mermaid man.
Manon.
That's all I think of every time I see it.
Hey, I have an idea how we're going to get North to where, whoever the person is we're tracking.
Or you're using the lock system, right?
No, I had a different idea.
Oh, okay. I'm listening.
So we head east to Urterbun, whatever. How
I support his what he's getting ready to say about
Yeah. we sell the boat. Let me finish. We get horses and a good amount of rations to last us. I don't know how long it's going to take us to ride through the barren hills. We ride through the barren hills, get to the nearest town on the other side, and then we continue on. Instead of having to pay, like, however much gold that takes.
It's gonna be way less than what horses cost.
And we're gonna have to try and not die in the desert where there's
I mean,
greenskins.
It's a good
and there's
idea
ogres. and
if we didn't have
goblins.
anywhere else to go after, because that's the only way we are safely traveling across the country is on this
I
boat.
don't think you understand. Our goal is just to get a talker, right?
That's your goal.
We don't have to live.
Yeah, but
We's important. We don't have to.
yeah, but if we go through the barren hills, then it's a lower chance we run into the witch hunter.
Not entirely.
I was just saying, it doesn't matter where we are; they're looking for us anyway.
And
Oh,
there's
I-
worse things in this world than witch hunters.
I'm not necessarily for. Let me speak my mind when it comes to what he's saying.
Yes, but I don't know.
I don't necessarily agree with selling the boat, per se. However, I 100% agree with not going through the lock systems. If there's ever any place that we are going to be at the biggest risk
I agree.
for witch hunters or whatever, it's
Then-
at the locks.
Here's what we do:
We are 100% defenseless at that point.
we can take a loan out on the boat, right?
I agree with
We
this.
have them
This is
hold.
good thoughts.
We have them hold the boat, and we take money on the boat. We come back. We put the money that we gave them to hold the boat, give it back to them.
Just
We
regular
take.
horses.
Oh,
You keep going. I was just asking for.
Just kind of like pawning off a boat. We sell it temporarily and come back and get it later after we've done whatever we.
You have a sailor that works for
Basic
you,
rate
correct?
horse is 15
I
gold.
do. I have
Can't you start your fleet now
I-
and say that's your
Um,
privateer?
yeah.
Go
I
make
have-
money.
I have Renata and I have Gorf. I could have like Renata go and sail around and
Make
buy
money.
and sell things.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can
her
do-
charm is really
But
good.
she could move coal up and down the river.
Making
here
money
down
while we
to-
ride
That's what I was talking
horses.
about. Is she takes our boat and goes and charts this trade vessel, and then
So,
we just go.
should
to
we
the
leave
river.
a couple of
Should we leave a couple of the soldiers behind to
Soldiers,
guard
that's
the
what I
boat?
think too. I
Yeah,
absolutely 100% believe we should.
Because we can't. Even
I'm
even
sorry,
with a loan,
dude.
even with a loan on the boat, we can't have
Sure.
enough.
Giselle,
Money to get 7 or 8 horses.
Right. We won't have enough money to get horses for all 6 of your guys plus you,
Yeah.
and your
So
2
I
people.
can-
Giselle can sail the boat.
Right.
That's fine.
I can
So-
leave Renata and Gorp on the boat. Gorp's actually a really good fighter.
Giselle can start making the book. How to trade coal efficiently.
Renata's
Up and down the
charm
road.
is almost a 6.
That's how you make
So,
money when
you
you're
guys-
when you could write.
You
just
guys
write
have
books.
2 horses. You each have a horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mine's pretty bad.
And
It's
then you
not
got
my
6 guys
party
total.
4.
5. Well, 4,
Plus
not
him.
include me.
Okay, so you got four additional guys. So
Yeah.
if you take 2 with you and leave 2 on the boat, so we need 7 horses.
That would leave Giselle, which is a wizard.
Your 2.
Gorp, who's kind of a fighter.
How much is a
I have a
wagon?
Renata, who
I mean,
has
technically,
Well, that's
Giselle
expensive.
could lead.
Um,
I mean, she's
Wagons are
part of the
expensive,
race.
but
75 gold.
Giselle doesn't.
We'd
have a
only
reason
need
to
2
leave. She
horses,
just
and then we wouldn't need
Yeah.
anything else beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would
Okay.
it would trim down the price that way.
So is there a loan type?
It's the Empire. It's the Empire. There's lots of people willing to make loans. If you wish to leverage the boat, they will take possession of it and give you some money.
But they take possession of the
They take ownership of the boat.
Before we get there,
Yeah.
how much gold do we have collectively? We could pull stuff in from person
Okay.
too.
So I need to know how much gold everybody has, because I got.
Okay.
It's
know what I
easy.
got.
0.
What
0.
do we do to,
Like
And
before we start getting into debt, let's pull some personal money into here.
There are lots of people that will loan you money.
hey,
Only
Greasy.
if you want to owe money to, though.
Yes.
Greasy, how much money you got, bud? How much cash you got? How much you want to tell me you got? Let's go with that one.
I was going to say, that's the key.
He's about to roll. He's about to roll. This
I guess
next
I'll
one.
figure this out first,
Okay.
and I'll ask.
I'm willing to dump in 15 gold out of my 20 I have left.
All right.
I dumped in all 30 of mine.
You want some of it? No.
I'll
The
do
boat's
25.
your property, so
Well, yeah, the
That's
boat.
actually all of our property.
Well,
Technically,
yeah,
all
I
of our
guess.
names are on there, but if I
Most
die,
of
you
us.
guys are. gonna
Yeah,
be-
most of you have your name on the deed, so most of you would have to sign over as far as whatever legal paperwork.
I mean, my problem is I have a cost of living I have to maintain.
Right.
I'm not some dumpster diving person.
Hey, I went down in money. I'm good now. It's easy to be me now. You got
What is your
cash?
cost of living?
Not me.
Oh, did you
You got-
officially change classes?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, all the way back in the boat town. Bounty hunter.
Oh.
I'm hatching a plan to get us all
He,
out of
he's
this whole
disreputable.
bounty hunter deal.
He's disreputable now.
I hope that doesn't involve take the priest. We're all good, guys.
No.
Why do you think he's, why do you think he's
my
getting
plan is
horses and getting in debt? He maybe has something to repay the debt quickly.
Yes,
That's right.
the priest is-
My plan was a little more not devious like that. My plan is to find people that look like us, turn them in, collect the reward on those people and their dead bodies,
The issue is that
and then we're no longer wanted.
until they got his hair, that was great.
So,
I can take more of his hair.
we have a hitman and a hitman and a bounty hunter.
So, really,
Rough street.
I think we have enough to where we don't need it on this boat. I think we should take a chunk of the money we have there. We give it to Renata to start a trade business.
I'm not
She goes
looking
back and forth,
for
racking up money
particular
while
big
we're gone.
guarding for
And
my
then we
horse
tell
in the
her-
way of
I'm
like
doing
storm
math, sorry.
protection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Is
the
there
problem is
some
that
type of armor that can be like flame?
is we need all this starter money you're talking
Flame
about.
resistant?
Yeah,
we,
flame
might, we
resistant.
might be close.
We need all this
Not
starter
really.
money to do the
Soldier.
horses and the wagon.
We already have 2 war
Hey,
horses.
we have
So
resources.
that cuts
I,
short
I,
on you
would, I would think there'd be some
Which
things,
would
but
be-
okay.
No, I mean
There's
there's
chaos
cloth
going on up in
and
the
leather
going
and
on.
plate mail, but
But there was
none of
one
it's
the
necessarily
guys
flame resistant.
Got a rumor that
Okay.
they
Not
were
in the
able to
Middle
get-
Ages.
There's something going on up in the Barren Hills, right?
Right.
The soldier needs to go get himself assigned up there with
didn't
the
know if they,
proper
like,
material
wax
gears
or
and whatever it is
wax
that he
They,
wants.
they tan it and cure it, but it's just armor.
Maybe.
No, those
He's
are
not-
actually requirements for
Yeah.
soldiers.
But they would have to gear
So I
you
guess what's
properly
some
to be able
armor, I
to
guess, then.
complete your task.
You want some armor?
Probably then.
So what you can try to do is say,
Not-
listen, to do
Because
this
armor's not in the boat.
expeditiously, I will need
Or
horses.
horses.
Otherwise, I can't carry enough water and food to be able to complete my
But I
task.
could also haggle for the horses to try and get the price down.
That'll happen.
What
for the
he's
rest of us.
implying, Ben, is this is time for you to roleplay your character, go to the sergeant, and be like, hey, look, are there any tasks north? I'm heading that way. I'm willing to do it, but I need equipment. That's what he's,
If you
that's
want
what he's trying to
to,
explain to you.
I'm sure you don't like the idea of leaving 2 of your guys behind, right?
I
Well,
can talk to the
that
outpost
I'm
here.
more flexible with. That's 2 less characters I have to manage.
I can talk to the outpost, but the outpost is more like it's free will.
But-
You make reports and
That
you get
was
some
the
money.
thing.
And the outpost here is like
Yeah, it's
one
not
wizard.
small,
I mean,
Like,
he might have things to do, certainly.
Five horses.
You guys can certainly get side quests.
We could.
You leave
go
2
to
of your
the mall.
militiamen behind, meaning we have 2
like,
horses left
we
for
hang
us
out
to
there for a
use
week or
instead.
so.
And
And then
reduce
maybe
the amount of
something.
money we have to put into
And then we
horses.
have 2 less people we need to pay for a horse for.
All right, I did math, guys.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Matt.
Minus my 15% cut, we got this much.
Seeing how mine is the highest amount going in.
How much did you put in?
A lot.
I don't have money, so.
A lot.
I put in 30. That's kind of
No, you put in 25. You said 25, right? You wanted to
Yeah.
drop
I
it to
said
25.
30. I said
and
all
then
of it.
You
and I
changed it
said,
to
do you want to do it all? And you
Then
said
just
you probably
Put
would.
another 5 in there.
It's okay. We're good there.
Hey, if he wants to put 5 in, I'll take 5 back.
No.
So we will have 29 left in the group pot for her to use to buy coal and just move back up and down the river. And that's enough overall to buy horses for everybody, as long as you're only taking 2 of your men with you. And then you said they were 15 apiece for just regular riding horses.
Regular riding horses, yes.
Should I
Okay.
try and haggle to get the price lower?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we can, but we're gonna be
Do we
using
have a dedicated range person?
what?
Do we have
No.
a dedicated range person?
Me.
He's got. Gorp's not coming with us.
Gorp's not coming, but I can take Gorp's
Person?
crossbow. 'Cause
Like
I
as
still have
in
a plus
combat range?
49.
Yeah, combat range.
Okay.
Because if not, then I'm going to bring the halfling and
Yeah,
Well,
my guns are
dwarves.
range.
I'm pretty good at range.
I just pistol beat
do you
people.
have a range weapon though?
With your
what?
range,
Do
with
you have a
your
range
ballista.
weapon though?
Range
Oh, yeah,
is
you have
more
a heavy
tactically
crossbow.
superior than melee anyway, so I would favor
So-
range other than melee.
Yeah, we have plenty of melee.
I need to question part of what I think I'm hearing as far as your plan. Your plan is to pull your money together, buy horses, and go cross country.
It's what they were
Is it
coming
theory?
up with.
Okay.
I found a logistics side of that. If
And you can do that. I mean, by all means. I mean, you can certainly walk. There is no road that goes from Kemperbad to Unterbaum.
We wouldn't be leaving, hold on. We'd be leaving
Kemperbad.
via Unterbaum,
But-
not Kemperbad.
You're at Kemperbad. Oh, you're going to leave the boat at Unterbaum.
That's Unterbaum.
Okay, that I buy.
And then we're gonna leave 2 of my recruit
Okay.
soldiers
I'm
to.
leaving Renata.
Now, are you planning to bring horses from Kemperbad to Unterbaum, or hopefully buy horses in
Hopefully buy
Unterbaum?
horses in Unterbaum.
Okay.
is Unterbaum
Likely to have
is
a
it about
dozen
the same
horses?
size as Kemperbad?
Have any of you ever been there? You guys know anything about
We have
Unterbaum?
been there a few times.
I have a
Hey,
map
random
book.
walker down the street. Do you know anything about Unterbaum?
Here we are. Yep.
Like,
Gossip.
yeah, give me a gossip check.
No, we have.
Hunter?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No one goes there. We don't know.
I got
With that
102.
said, Sean, while they're doing that, for other options, the first lock is where?
The first lock is a couple of miles up the river from Kemperbad. That's where you pay the initial fees to go on the river stir. Yes.
Damn it.
Once you get to Unterbaum, it's known as two falls. Both the little river and the big river come over a big Niagara Falls type thing, and there's a big lock system that you pay a fairly hefty
City
price.
ducks there.
Oh yeah, you're at the base of Niagara Falls waiting for your boat to get
I don't
transported
care,
up.
'cause I'm not hunted, but you know.
Well, now you're affiliated.
Yeah, guilty by association. They've hugged you.
I rolled a 137 on my gossip.
Okay.
About Unterbaum.
So Unterbaum is known as an idyllic rural village, rumored to be protected by druidic priests from the dangers of the Empire's forests. They are solitary and seclusionary. They generally have very little interest in the events of the outside world. They're not known to travel further on the river, but they do trade grains and vegetables in exchange for iron and tools. Considered a fairly trusting, peaceful folk, devout followers of Raya, with a strong sense of hospitality for travelers.
So no horses.
Oh, they would have horses, but they probably
Yeah, they wouldn't sell us.
Well, what we could do
They're probably
is
working.
we're currently in a town that mass produces tools and stuff. We could take the tools over there and trade it for horses.
yeah, we could. Tools and ore and all that.
Yeah.
Trade goods. I'm all for it. But we still have to get through one lock that you said
Yeah.
is a couple miles up the river around.
Yeah, just a short distance east from Kemperbad is the first of the lock systems. That carries a fee of 2 gold for every boat that travels it.
It's up to you guys, or we can just pay the 7 total gold to go upriver and hope that we make it through the locks without an issue.
7 gold?
But then
It's
if
only
we-
2 gold for
2,
one boat.
then 5.
Well, right, it's 5 gold at Unterbaum to go further along the river.
Oh.
So it's 7 one way, 7 the other. So
So-
14 gold if we want to come back.
But regardless, we got to go into the barren hills, and on foot it's going to be a pain in the butt.
Right.
Well, really, the only other
You can, I mean, your boat can go up the River Narn.
All the way
All the
to
way.
where we were.
Zoots and
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it-
have to go.
I don't know if it, yeah, from Unterbaum, which is here, you can go east to Welleborn and the other river systems, or you can go north along the River Narn, and those tributaries go several days into the mountains or the foothills, and you could take your boat up that way.
Okay.
I suggest we try that.
Do we have
we still at some point have to.
Oh, we got enough money to do
Disembark.
it.
You may have to disembark at some
I
point,
got enough
and
money
whether
for
you have horses or not may make a difference. Now, the other thing is, if you pack on 7 extra horses, that limits your ability to carry trade goods, etc.
Right. All I cared about is the same thing that Ben brought up, and I agree with him wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Is that getting through the locks, in my opinion, for you guys, because I really do feel like they're going to target you, War Priest, first. It's sure death for you to go through those locks.
I agree.
So then we keep him in the hold.
I like.
Won't they?
They're
They
search-
search.
Yeah, they
They
search it.
search it.
So we throw him off the boat when we're going through the
And it
locks.
won't.
Then we
All you
get
do is
back
hold
on
your
the boat
breath.
out of the locks.
and hold on to the bottom of the boat.
Now, there has to be a footpath of some sort to get down the Niagara-type falls somewhere, which means that we could drop you off and meet you on the other side of the lock if you really wanted to. But you're not the only one with the wanted poster on for your head.
You're the only one without the wanted poster.
Speaking of wanted posters,
doesn't he? He doesn't have one.
My recruits don't have one.
I
The-
slowly like.
Right? All the characters, other than arguably you, have probably been on the wanted posters at different times.
I'd like to
The
see-
main focus seems to be him.
I'd like to see while they're all making these discussions, I'm gonna look at the bounty board, see if there's any new ones. Because the last time we looked, they were kind of like weeks old, and other ones were put on top at the and known when we were there. Still center of attention.
You're not center of attention. I mean, your posters are still up there.
Yeah.
Not many people walking by are even paying attention to the board, though. Every now and then somebody stops and looks at it, but they look like more of a professional. All the local citizens basically just walk on by. They don't care.
Is there anything pertaining to the Barren Hills?
No.
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 Nobody ran up in there.
Anything that looks like it could be noteworthy that we can make some money off of quick.
Quick?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, there's a number of different posts and so forth. There's one, an old poster advertising a 25 crown reward for the head of the Black Arrows.
Wait, don't we have that?
We had it. at
We
one
turned it
We
in
had
already.
it.
We turned it in.
And a few other brigands and bandits and so forth. There's an old poster that's been partially ripped off that looks like it's paying 5 gold for confirmed deaths of mutants. But that's been ripped down since its current word is it's no longer
illegal
to be mutated. Doesn't look like anything that's heading to the east.
Yeah.
Most of it is in the direction of either Nuln or
We
Altdorf.
could hunt
Oh,
some bandits.
I got an idea at that.
We could. That's actually not a bad idea.
They would probably have bought the gold
So-
themselves.
You know all this research material we got from this stuff. What if I copy it and give it to the college for a compensation bonus?
Yeah, okay.
I thought you were going to say just mass
But,
produce it
hey,
No.
Andy,
and corrupt
once
the
your
entirety
bounty
of
for
the area.
bandits,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
fine. I
a
don't
decent
care.
way to make some money. For
There's no
bandits.
there's no bandits currently on that
No,
board.
he said
He
there
said
was
you.
notification bandits.
Oh,
He said
that's
there was bandits.
Is there really no
that's
way
the
to
Black
get
Arrow
past
group though.
up
No,
there?
They're like other bandits.
So what?
There was various bandits.
Is there
Yeah,
really
they
no
would
way
have
to get
gold
up into the
themselves,
Badlands up
and
north
we'd get gold
without
for their head.
going through the lock system?
Double gold.
No easy way. I mean, you guys can go cross country through the forest, but there's no trail that goes from Kemperbed to Unterbaum.
Sure, it
And
might take a
Unterbaum's on the
while,
other side of the
but
lock.
Correct. There's an initial lock that's just like a simple system that goes up the river stir. 2 gold gets you through that. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of checkpoints here and there as they're working the lock systems and so forth, but that's relatively minor. Unterbaum has this monopoly where the falls are, where they charge a premium for any boats that need to go past there, and that's a multi-hour process going through a series of small locks getting lifted up
Okay.
or down.
There might be a smuggler's route.
Now you can go faster if you go down, if you just go over the falls. But
So, question for you.
and
One,
another
general
reason I
populace
think
of the
good idea
empire
is because
are
look how many
peasants.
dice we have. And we're only
Walking
using
around
ours.
half plate with a
Well,
black ornate cloak.
How many
and a green flaming mace.
I stick out like a sore thumb everywhere I go, don't I?
If
Which
just
was kind of the point. of
that
the
was
character
right,
deployed.
exactly. That was your point,
Yeah.
and you've succeeded. Just your armor makes you stand out because
Yeah.
that symbolizes you as somebody of wealth and notability.
And I've spent money to make it ornate too.
Right. So I mean, you're walking around faux nobility effectively with the wealth and everything. And yeah, the peasants certainly take notice of that. I mean, you can't walk down a street without a dozen people commenting. And the witch hunters know that.
And understandably, I wanted to just make sure I understood the situation.
Yeah.
An
And
idea.
how doomed I really am.
Wear red hood. That'll confuse them.
Hate that.
Or not wear anything.
Yeah, just
That would, go naked would confuse them. Probably still get some notice.
Put some grease in your
I
hair.
just talked to Andy
right.
about a possible idea that would get a lot of money quick. So,
Gamble.
he's no. That is the option though. So you know how there were occasional bandits, like they give money for their heads?
Mm-hmm.
Even if we kill the bandits, there's a good chance they'll have gold at their camp. And they never said anything about returning stolen items. So,
Did they?
well, we don't know that.
Here's
It's
the
a bounty.
problem. Here's the problem with that plan that I see. Every time we decide we're going to go pursue this lady, we run into some little hiccup and we end up spending a week or 2 or 3 or a month trying to deal with our complication. And that's the continued problem we're running into. We've been after this for a girl for what, 2 months now?
You've been on our trail, yeah, about at least a month. You guys have been traveling, going and getting distracted off of sideways.
I've been with this group, my character has at least for like a month and a half.
Yeah,
That's how long I've been with.
and he hasn't yet tried to chase her down because everybody keeps distracting everybody.
Yeah, but
You got your troll, shut up.
We got distracted the last time because of financial issues of the same issue, and our trip over to that other place put us more in debt than we got.
Oh, by far.
Yeah, by far. Yeah, our goal was to get money by going to that other shipping place, and we just ended up losing a lot of money. And that's what we're running into right now. This is the same issue we ran into.
I know. I just.
I say we have all we have to do is make this choice. Are we going to risk the lock system? If we risk the lock system, we don't have to worry about buying horses yet. Save that money. Just get the trade goods like we discussed and move on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but
Only decision we need is: are we risking the lock system or are we not risking it? If we're risking it, then we better be ready to toe-to-toe with a whole bunch of soldiers or witch hunters or whatever it is that may end up being there.
yeah, but the thing
Yeah,
is,
you've
if
seen
we
how
just
4 of them
take
fight,
it,
though, so you're probably
we'll have to
okay.
go on foot, and that's basically just as dangerous.
We can worry about buying after we get past the locks. Buying or stealing or whatever.
No,
I think like one lock system. We've done worse than going through a lock system before. We've gone through Nuln, which is the capital of the empire.
Nope, that's
And
not dark.
Altdorf.
It's,
Oh well, we've been in Altdorf.
Yeah,
as
we've been
well.
there too. You're right.
So I mean, literally.
You kind of fled Altdorf, though.
But in all
Okay.
there's a huge difference between going through a city where there's arguably
thousands of people.
and even hundreds of boats. When you're going through a lock, we might be in a lock with maybe it's big enough to hold 3 of our size of a boat. I don't know.
Right.
None of us do.
But there's a garrison there,
Yeah,
and they're looking at you.
yeah,
It's a long time to build.
But we also got to think proportionately. It's been what 4 months since Bogenhaven.
I think that's the
5
only
months.
reason we're still alive.
About 2 months.
It's been 2 months. There's been other crimes committed since then.
I'm sure there's other
Somebody
important people
just
murdered.
snipped my hair.
Okay.
That's not a crime.
You have
That's-
long
yeah.
hair. Actually, it is a crime because
Stop walking around like a hippie, dude.
Or we just hide you in a box or something and we put a lock on the box.
then you'll suffocate.
We might poke holes in it.
Might.
This is a dangerous
Hey,
view.
think about it. Then you
Yeah,
got your
Matt's
rank
got
back.
the right answer. So wait, what are we doing, guys? One or the other?
Fuck it, let's go to the lock
Let's
system.
do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Then let's get some grease and some hair color and stuff like that as well.
Decorate him like a troll, Slayer.
Or just slick it back,
One gold
color
for
her hair, slick it back, cut it.
Disguise him
Ponytails,
somehow.
Yeah.
I'm definitely shaving my head though.
You're definitely gonna shave your hair. Okay.
Not my beard, but my hair.
Burn it. When he cuts it or when he shaves it up, burn it.
His head.
His
Not
hair.
the hair.
Oh, okay.
I agree.
I'm gonna take the hair
I was like-
myself.
That smells like her hair. All right.
Battle incense.
All right, so if you wrote down that you gave me money, go ahead and write down that you got it back. So,
Unless
Okay.
we're gonna buy trade goods.
I thought we were going through the lock
We are. We need the trade goods.
to then buy the horses.
Possibly.
Or
We wanted
I mean,
to see.
or actually I thought we were buying the horses here and then taking
we
them
wanted
with
to
us.
see how going through the lock was first.
The first small lock is
Okay.
our first hurdle.
Okay.
I think
This is a
okay.
bad idea.
What do you have to suggest then,
He
George?
has a different the smuggler's route.
Yeah, we have a underway connection. See if there's a smuggler's route because there's got to be a secret
That's one of the
passage
things I
past
asked
the
in my
lock.
last game too.
Either that or they pay off the people
Yeah,
in the
correct.
box, which would
I,
be fine too.
I asked what they wanted to get us through the
Yeah.
locks.
Good.
Well,
You're our underworld connection.
when we stayed in the Thieves Guild, I stayed there and I learned the secret like markings and stuff of the Thieves Guild. Can I just?
Do you have the secret language?
When we were there,
I know you studied what you could.
Spend the experience.
Did you spend the experience to learn the special language?
I don't think I did.
Right. So I mean, you might recognize a symbol or have some familiarity with it, but you can't read it. You don't really understand the whole thing.
Hey guys, this skull and crossbow means death.
But he legit is underworld.
No, that's alcohol.
He has some contacts and he has actually some training and so forth. So he might be able to get you some
We
information.
might as well give it a
Hey,
shot.
William.
I can't hurt
We're
anything.
gonna get captured and then put to war. Like
Capture?
another
Who
time.
gets captured?
Don't speak things into existence.
Sounds like me. All right, William.
I'll try and
Find some
I'll
friends.
ask around, see if I can.
Just ask Nick, the first person you see on the streets, or
Pardon me. Where is all the
We
crime?
murdered someone and we can't take the main lock, so we need the secondary.
Once
route.
again, I'm asking you for your crime.
so who do you want to go talk to?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And are you going by yourself, or are you taking somebody with you?
No, I'll take some. I'll take the fighter with me.
Which one?
Which fighter? Ben?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
That's always.
Oh, you don't want to go with him?
He's a soldier. You don't
Yeah,
want to take a
I'm
soldier
a
with you.
soldier.
So you take me or
I would go by
someone else
yourself.
less ready.
The sol-
None
the,
of us are-
It wouldn't really look
This-
good on you.
yeah, the soldier's one step away from a cop.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
It wouldn't look good on you to bring like someone.
I'll take
I,
the dwarf.
I would just go
Okay.
with your loan because none of us are in the guild but you.
Yeah.
It would be uncharacteristic.
It's like if you took an atheist
if you
to a
brought
Catholic
someone
church.
random to
Oh,
the
that's
thieves
hilarious. I
guild.
did that once.
Oh well.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Okay,
Well,
so,
you see that it's a joke. You're not supposed to do it.
so you're gonna go. You're gonna go by yourself.
Yeah.
And what are you going to try to find?
Yep.
Who are you going to talk to?
Guy said he was an atheist. He wasn't an atheist. He was agnostic. Big difference.
That's because the Catholics
Yeah.
forced it.
Okay.
Trying to think of it.
Agnostic just means that you believe in the higher power and you don't have you don't worship in any specific
You're,
way.
Yeah.
agnostic also could mean you're just open to the possibility.
Correct. You're right.
Whereas an atheist means
Yeah. There is no such thing.
there's also they have declared there's no such thing. Not anti-theist, which is a completely different thing. And I've gone through the whole spectrum, so.
Yeah, well,
So the group is all saying you have your contacts. Go find us a way.
It's
As
as
we
simple
do.
as can I go try and find contact?
Trying to look for
You got to tell me where you go, where you want to look.
Role play.
Yeah, you got your
I'm
They all
Yeah.
end in the.
the bar.
right here is one of the best things because we're
Okay,
right here.
so you walk across the room to the
No,
bartender.
trying to get, like, all the way
No.
here, trying to push her.
I don't think so.
Think about Breaking Bad.
I've
We're
never seen
basically
it.
trying to get to the north, what eastern.
I only-
Known for Breaking Bad.
I only got through
Oh,
season
well.
1 or 2 on that. I got bored with
You
that.
have to. You have, it's very slow in the beginning.
Yeah.
Trust me. It can,
So the main
Now I'm getting to the age where I'm okay with him watching that kind of stuff.
so the main thing you need to think of. I mean, I'm going to assume you're going to want to talk to the Thieves Guild to get your contacts.
Trying to figure out
Just
how I would
west
do it.
of.
Well, if your goal is to speak to the Thieves Guild, then it's going to end up being a gossip check, unless you already have made contact with them in this town. Now, the question I have for you is, what is your approach to convince them to help you? If your plan is to plead on their good graces, you got to have diplomacy.
Then we'll have to go like all the way.
If you're going to offer services, be prepared to deliver.
Seeing this,
If you're going to pay,
how does it
be
split?
prepared to pay.
Going up here through all, or up here.
I'll tread off.
Yeah,
my
but the
services.
thing is, we have
That
to
would
stop
so
there
well.
basically for a day, and they're gonna.
Okay. Well-
Once
And generally speaking, especially what I would suggest, especially when you're going off solo, like in this situation, and it's potentially risky, have a plan B, maybe have a plan C, because frequently your plan A is not going to work out the way you think it's going to. Okay? So if your plan is go there and say, hey, Thieves Guild, I need a big favor, and they say, great, kill the king, You say, okay, well, how about I do this instead and give you 100 gold? Or give you a horse, or give you a troll slayer's mane. Something like that. Whatever they might want. Okay, the Thieves Guild only does something for profit, so you have to give them something that they will profit from. Okay, assuming you can make contact with the Thieves Guild and not get arrested.
So I didn't go with him.
It's up to you.
No, I'll go.
Before he goes, can I say something?
Sure.
You were looking for the trade route or their smuggling route. Offer to smuggle whatever they want, within reason.
All right.
Well, the thing is,
Now we're going to
Smuggle
Sure. Yeah,
a
I'll
telka.
attempt to find the local people.
Okay, so give me a gossip check.
hey, Carl.
Fortune point.
Since you're the
Or fate
captain
point.
of this boat,
Hey,
Fortune.
you need to figure out how to get us to where we're
With a
trying to
9.
go with the river system.
That's what he's doing with the smuggler system.
Okay, that's
He's finding
Yeah,
out,
but after that, we need to figure out how we're going to get to
131.
Stone.
131. Okay.
Because the smuggler system
So,
only works here.
You head out in the
All
morning
way up.
to make contact. After asking around for a bit, you find some shady merchants that point you in the right direction. You spot some notable graffiti symbols, and eventually find yourself heading down on the far side away from the cliffs, down a narrow alleyway to a old wooden door in the back of the dark alley.
I'll have my
You're about 20 yards or so away from the main street. The sounds of the town have drifted off. There's a couple of windows, maybe 20 feet or so up on the alleyway above you, but otherwise the place is completely empty, and you're down a slowly descending path that ends in a door, a wooden door, and off to the other side is a sewer grate that leads into the sewer system.
Okay.
No signs or markings or anything like that on the door. Do you speak thieves' tongue or secret signs?
Nope.
Okay.
Was that
How
an
you
option
doing?
for your
Bad
character?
assassin.
Closest thing I can think of is criminal.
Well, that's skill. There's a talent specifically that lets you speak secret signs.
Nope.
Might not be available for your class, but
Anytime,
it's called
anytime
language
you're
secret sign.
okay,
going
language.
to a level, the first thing you want to do ever,
No.
for any of us, is to find the languages and things like that that are associated.
Yeah, they're specific. So okay,
I
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he's a fucking assassin character, and he doesn't have that as an option.
I can speak the ancient.
right. He's not a
But
thief.
other than that, you can't.
They normally reach out to him when they have a job.
Magic, right?
I got magic, common, and classical.
Yes, I am.
That was the other one I was thinking of.
I'll wind my dagger up
Okay.
and attempt walk up and knock on the door.
Okay. No answer.
Should have brought me.
The password.
Yeah. Let's see. The last Thieves Guild we had a secret entrance underground.
Uh-huh.
So maybe I could try to service.
Call it service or sewer?
I think he said sewers.
Service. Is there anything around the door? It's just a
No, it's a
door.
nondescript old wooden door at the end of a 20-yard or so alleyway, deep in dark shadows and so forth. No markings or anything like that on it. If you hadn't been directed here, you wouldn't even know it was here. Like I said, you can hear in the distance the muffled sounds of the city going past on the street, but you're in complete shadows.
I'll press my ear up to the door and see if I can hear anything.
What's your perception?
15. But that what I
That's
have
for,
my
that's
normal
for vision.
that's for vision. What I get a bonus. Would I go back to normal, my normal perception for audio? Because I have a
Shut eye. You
normally
don't.
Right,
I
you're
have a
you're
30.
right. With any vision stuff, you have a penalty due to your lack of eye.
Okay, 30.
30 then. Okay. So you put your ear up to the door. All's quiet. No sounds on the other side.
Can the manhole or whatever?
It's not a manhole. It's a half circle with iron bars, where the water would drain into the sewer system.
Look into it. See if,
It's plenty dark.
okay.
Smells pretty foul. Worse than the boat.
Could I get in it? Could I?
You think you might be able to squeeze through, but it'd take some contortions. It'd be a pretty tight fit. You might get stuck.
Yeah. No. Or just say anything about make any comments about how I would get them to pay attention to me.
No, the last person you talked to just gave you this address.
Go up to the door and just say out
Are
loud
we
and what the
planning
thieves
to
go.
leave the boat?
Okay.
I'm confused.
Okay. There's
For a reason.
yeah, that's what the Thieves Guild intends to do. There's no response or answer.
Okay.
Which is lucky for you.
What do you want to do?
You're overthinking it, buddy. You're overthinking it.
Can we just open the door?
Sure. Okay. You pull the door. Yeah.
Battle axe swing cuts you in half.
Sure. It leads into a dark room. Smells of cinnamon.
Ooh. Yum, cinnamon.
Can I see anything?
Nope. Completely dark inside.
The cinnamon monster.
It's already dark in the shadows, but inside there's no light at all. No windows or anything like that.
You just walked into a cell.
You do get this distinct impression
From the ceiling to the floor.
there's somebody watching you.
Next on this thing.
Okay. No candles, nothing.
Nope. No light at all.
What?
You hear a voice from inside in the darkness. Close the door or come on in.
I'll close the door. No, I'll.
Oh, sorry.
What I meant was I'll go.
We get everyone that way.
That's how they scare
Thieves
away.
Guild practical jokes.
I'm going to close the door.
Okay, you step in, close the door. It drops you into pitch black. The voice and the room, you get the distinct impression there's several people in the room, most of which are being quiet, but you can hear sort of the rustle of leathers and metal. The first voice responds, "So, you're searching for the Thieves Guild. Seems like you might have found it. Who might you be?"
Yeah, just have a normal conversation, man. You don't have to try to be clever.
Wow.
That's what the thieves
This is
do.
why you're locking up. You're trying to find the special words. Dude, just speak.
Just someone looking for some way of getting around the locks on the river.
I'm a man in need of a favor.
Okay. You need to get around the locks. Right, but who do we have the pleasure of speaking to? Looking for your name, youngin. Isaac. What's your last name?
Icorn.
Icorn. Wasn't there some talk about some Icorn a week or two ago? I don't know, boss. Think so. You been to Nuln recently?
Not recently.
How long's it been?
Couple months.
Couple months, you say?
I actually don't play the DM. I don't think this character ever went to Nolan.
That's where you got hired.
I thought I got hired somewhere.
No.
Smaller.
Got hired in Nuln with the Thieves Guild
Okay.
to sink the boat here in Kemperbad about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so
So,
yeah, no, a couple weeks ago.
okay. Yeah, I thought that name seemed familiar. So, why is it you want to get around the locks?
The group I am traveling with is not in the great. Does not have a good standing with the church, or
Trouble with the church. That's the trick, I see. How many of you fellows might be looking to make the trip upriver?
10 or 11.
10 or 11. That's an awful large group. How much money you got?
4 brass.
It's not me in there.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Tell anybody how much our real money is.
I got hair gel.
Yes, I'll let hair Joe give me my one.
How much do you want?
Well, for 11 guys, running from the church, that's going to be pretty pricey. Let's see. Carry the 1, multiply by 3,
Divide by 4.
200 crowns.
Times 0.
That's more than.
Times 0.
Could I offer my services? Could I offer my services?
Um,
That is sweet.
Yeah, see,
What's your bounty?
we haven't had all that much luck with people named Eichhorn. You know that wreck there in the bay? That's caused a bit of problems for us. So no, I don't think we need your services right now, especially if you're already hunted by the church. That's not the kind of extra attention we really want to drive here in town. But we could secure you on a boat. We got 1 or 2 heading east. If you guys are interested, we'll do it.
You slip right there.
Yeah.
I mean, east. No, it's headed east.
We
I
got
swear it.
we got some going north. We got some going east. Tell you what, why don't you go talk to that priest of yours and that dwarf you're with, and you see if they're really interested in our services. If not, perhaps get a little bit more experience with that Nulnish guild, and come back and talk to us when you've earned your chops.
Chop, chop, chop. I got him.
That was worth a try.
So somebody large steps in behind you and pushes the door open. You just see a leather-clad arm stick out into the shadows.
The leather clad.
It's just an arm, no body, just floating there.
It's a bear fit.
I'll leave.
Okay, they usher you out. They close the door behind them.
They go back to the
Just a
river.
small
Okay.
pulley system where they have like a
Like-
big foam arm.
It could be. That's why they keep the room dark. It's really just a halfling talking into a megaphone. Okay, you return a while later to the group. It's still early morning that second day. You guys going to pay the boat fees or head out?
Well, if it's 200 crown for the whole group of us, because there's actually 14. I'm assuming you told us everything. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's 14 of us.
Are you
Maybe
sure
one
you
or
want
two
to
of
tell
us.
me?
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Maybe we can
You're
smuggle
traveling
the.
with super corrupt people. I don't care.
Yeah, you kind of know. You're self-incriminated yourself.
I don't know. They would most likely not look at the guard as much as others.
Right. And
There's one of us that sticks out like a sore thumb.
yeah.
And maybe getting me.
It's because you shaved.
Yeah, him. I think I'm the tallest one in the group.
You're not unique looking at all.
I'm built like a brick shithouse. I'm pretty tough physically. And yeah, I'm dressed in fucking plate armor and everything else that's ornate.
That he fancied up.
I fancied up big time.
Just dump that in the river, and then you're fine.
Stick out.
So if we send
Dump your
you guys
armor.
up,
Easy.
so if it's 20 for 10, 200 for 10 of us,
50
11
gold's
of us,
worth?
that's
Oh.
about 10 gold apiece. We could afford to
Yeah,
pop 10 gold to make sure you don't get, because you do stand out
a little bit.
a lot.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
The rest of us are, yeah.
Nothing screams innocence like getting the thieves guild.
I'm innocent, I swear.
A good,
Going
way
in
to
the
do,
thieves guild.
a good way to do that is to report where they are.
Oh yeah,
Well, we
they
could,
don't have ways of
Because
fighting back.
then
I have an idea.
then he
I have
has
an idea.
the Empire,
So-
Witch Hunters, and the Thieves Guild.
You know.
And they already
Is this
know.
gonna be a legitimate idea?
It's a decent idea. So you know Null has a college.
I
And
will
they-
not become a wizard.
Listen, and then the thing is they already knew that you were traveling with a dwarf and a priest.
Yeah.
It wasn't something you said. They let you know. They already know everything about us. So, in all reality, mentioning that you want to turn them in is probably not a good idea.
Yes, the guy standing behind you with the knife. Oh, really?
How many bleed potions you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's not the worst idea.
the most notable.
What? The
What?
Sending the cleric.
They're gonna have a problem with you blowing your troll horn, though. You're gonna need to stop that for a short amount of
Just
time.
lay in this box for 2 weeks. No problem.
Are you smuggling a troll?
like that.
Box, a troll.
Bro,
It's a really small troll.
it's just his
No,
head.
it's one of those bobblehead trolls again. Like
Smells worse than a troll.
So
I think that's a good idea. I think that's the plan.
20 gold per
I
person.
didn't sign up to be smuggled by anybody.
All right. I'm gonna when he comes
Listen, we're
back
not
to
talking
this,
even yet.
You didn't even really sign up. You just kind of.
you just kind of fucking showed up and we've kept you like a stray cat.
That's right.
We're not smuggling you. This is your bed for a week.
I don't need to be
If you get smuggled, you got a
Okay,
better
go
chance
ahead.
of getting
Take the boat
Elteca,
up the river.
or whatever her
Oh, you
name
want
is.
Tekka.
Elteca, Valencheko,
Beard fat.
Okay,
Atalka.
arrange this.
How many?
Put my life in the hands.
Okay, so we.
I'm not doing it. You guys can arrange it all you want. I'm not getting no damn box.
How are you gonna get to? They didn't
I'll
say
ride
put you in
a
a
big
box.
boat.
They just said they were gonna put you in the bottom of the
I'll
boat.
ride in the boat.
So we can have the soldier go up the river with our boat.
Merc develops seasickness.
So are you planning on going with him?
I suggest that not the 9 of us that are not the soldier and his recruits, or we can leave.
You want to go with me?
Them to go.
You're
up
pretty.
The river.
You're on the one
Right,
across
you're
the
not.
street.
You're not
You're pretty
understanding. We
noticeable.
don't have
Yeah, maybe.
200, and you had it was 200 for 11 people, which means it's 190 for approximately for 9 of us.
Excuse me.
We aren't gonna make that either.
Well,
I like the
What I'm
horse
saying
idea.
is,
Ooh,
I like the horse idea. I'm
gone
so set
from
on that.
boat.
Okay,
I prefer
Two
the
are
horse
gone.
idea.
I
That's
prefer the horse
that's
idea.
7. That's still
Because
7.
then at least then there's
6.
passive income
So
constantly
6, still
going
6 is
on a
120
lucrative
gold.
program.
Well, it's not just that.
Minimum,
It's-
if that's
we're
all they
keeping
charge
our
us.
fate in our
So I'm saying,
hands. Where if we
If 2 or
go
3
to
of you
Thieves Guild,
want to, that makes sense.
we're putting
How much-
our,
yeah,
our
I say
fate in the
the
hands
police
of
definitely.
untrustworthy
Well, yeah,
NPCs.
Me and
You're
my
not. You're
Andy-
not going to. You're
Andy,
not right about.
My vote, my
I
vote
know you're
currently
just
for the horse
salivating
idea.
at the idea, like, oh, please,
I-
go this route, go this route.
I'm eager which way. I'm eager to know which way you guys are going.
2 hours on this, so we need to figure out. I mean,
It's
I need to go.
how we went this direction.
Just
right. I got you.
The
Yeah.
horses are such an
Who is
excessive
most
amount of
wanted?
money, but-
Like, by far the most.
But we don't.
Yeah,
that's
him.
that's
It
one
keeps, it
that's
keeps
not
our
lost.
initiative. and it keeps our initiative and not locked into if we have a situation we can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It gives us the flexibility.
We can jump in the water.
Now,
And we can always
And
sell
a
the
lock.
horses.
Okay, just jump into the lock.
And we don't have to sell the boat at this point because I figured, just so if you guys remember, I figured out monetarily if we can buy horses and go,
I don't plan on riding the boat through the lock. I
Can
plan on
you
you
ride a
guys.
horse?
Everybody can ride a horse.
he can ride a pony.
Yes, I can ride a horse. Everybody can ride a horse technically.
Not
I think. Yeah, not well. My whole point is when we get near the locks, I'm getting kicked off on the shoreline. I'm going to walk my happy ass to the bottom of the falls and meet whoever's on the boat on the opposite side of it.
I'll go with you. Yeah.
At the main city, the big lock.
Yeah.
That's easy. Unterbaum. Yeah, I mean, you guys can easily confirm. There's a village at the bottom. There's a walkway for people who are walking to go up to the top. The boats are the ones that have to take the lock system, and that takes quite a few hours. And it's heavily controlled and so forth for obvious reasons. The lock that's close to Kemperbad is just it's similar to any of several locks in the Empire system. If you're traveling on the river, occasionally you have to go through a lock. There's a guard post there. They may or may not do any inspections. Every time you guys have gone through, it's maybe 25% of the time they take a close look at the boat. The rest of the time, they don't care.
Nobody's ever really raised an eyebrow to me either.
There was one on the canal.
Was there?
They looked at us, but you were in the bottom.
You were in the
boat.
bottom, but they were
They
suspicious.
stopped.
I'm pretty sure it's because I rolled like a 10 on my
Do you like throw your dice all over the ground?
yeah,
on my
Okay.
charm.
drop the dice. You gotta get in.
Okay.
Howdy.
So
Oh man. They're all decent options. That's the problem. The smuggling idea isn't the worst idea, but I'm like him. I don't really want to give up my initiative and then end up being alone with people I don't know.
Right.
Because yeah, we'll smuggle these idiots paid us 20 gold to
And you
turn
wake
them
up in Nuln.
Yeah.
Don't lose all your hair. So take that too.
he's already taken his hair off
Or shit, my
and burned it.
Yeah.
There's still the
Got the
option to
beard,
hunt down
so.
bandits. That's still on the table.
Well, we see any bandits, we see any bandits along the way. We'll murder the crap out of them.
We're
and
gonna
we will
lose
take
more
the
money and gear and supplies hunting those bandits than we're gonna receive.
If we come across the bandits, we'll murder them. I mean,
I
take
agree.
them into custody.
Let's take the lock.
Yeah.
Let's get the horses. Take the lock. And then do that plan. So the first initial plan we came up with, let's do that plan.
Okay.
All these other ideas we came up with were
Okay. So once the boat drops us off, are we gonna have the boat continue moving coal back and forth between Nuln and?
I don't see why not. I don't see why not. We leave two of his soldiers, and then you leave Gorp
And
behind,
Renata.
and Renata.
Renata's
And
specifically
Wizard
skilled
also.
in
And he'll leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his name? Just-
Yeah, leave five of your NPCs with the boat.
Yeah.
It's a 5-man crew.
Okay.
If they live, fantastic.
So they need money to go back through the locks then too. So we need 7 up and 7 down.
No.
What are the
If
odds?
you're gonna assuming your plan is to leave the boat at Unterbaum,
Yeah.
at that point you only need 2 gold to get to it and 2 gold for them to get back, and then they can take the boat and do whatever they wish over the next until you guys get back to Kemperbad and meet them.
Okay.
Okay, or you guys tell me where are they supposed to meet you at what point. If they're going to be shuffling coal up and down between Kemperbad and Nuln, that's fine, but it's about a week's journey each way.
We may. have
You
to
may
wait,
get there and you may have to wait for them to get back.
which is fine. We'll,
Okay.
Is it
Probably
is it more beneficial to go to Nome or Grizzlewald for the coal?
No. For them to pick up the coal and take the
No.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they won't raise any
Griswold,
red
they got no
flags.
money. They're poor and falling apart. Nome has the money. They need the coal. That's where we'll make that bank. So,
They're lucky they get to go to Nolan over here.
okay. So,
Leave Giselle there to
We
do
will-
studying.
I know.
Pick her up in 2
She-
weeks.
She's gonna be a level 5 wizard.
all right. So I need everybody's money again.
Renata's going to be a trained
Okay,
person.
so is your plan then to buy supplies here to sell in Unterbaum?
The wizards go
No.
to
Or you're buying horses
Oh,
now
horses, yeah.
because you're not sure whether they'll have them in Unterbaum.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we're taking horses, guys, because we're not gonna.
Should I
chance
try and
it.
haggle?
It may not be. the
Yes,
greatest
because
thing.
we've got fate points galore to
So
do.
Okay,
we'll be
now,
marking all of our money
You
on
have
our
2
sheet.
light war horses.
Right.
You have room for 5 more horses on the boat.
Just 5 more.
Is that going to be enough for what you guys want? After you leave these 5 NPCs, I don't know if that's enough.
Well, no, because that means we're going to be too short for his guys. But when we get to Ultron, we could possibly buy 2 more. If there's-
Sure.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll give it a shot here and try to get the 5 while we're here. So I'll do guild roll first.
And then I'll do a haggle roll.
Okay.
Okay.
How much did you pay for your barding? Pat? Do you remember?
Oh, it was 20 or 30 gold.
Yeah, it's a lot.
116.
Is that
One of the
plus
reasons
20
why
for
I'm
me?
kind of broke.
69.
Well,
I wasn't sure. I wasn't going to buy barding because it was mostly going to be on the boat. But if we're leaving and then we get in the combat, it would be sad if my horse just died all of a sudden. So.
I bought it for one purpose.
Just enough to pass the plane.
To look badass.
And you're buying riding horses?
5. He said riding horse for 15 gold. So
Base 15.
I just got forcing.
77. 77.
That's the only
over
reason.
100.
You need 24.
But yeah, there was the cost of.
Is it over 100?
I don't want to have to buy another 75
Oh, it doesn't
gold
matter.
horse.
Oh,
100 to 200 isn't going to make a difference.
No.
I have 89 and 77. So
Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So they sell you, what, 5 horses?
Yeah.
15 gold apiece, be 30, 60, 75 gold. Okay, you're able to buy them for 70 gold.
Okay.
So are we marking all the money off our
yeah,
sheets
mark the
again?
money off that you gave before. William, you gave me 10, Fed
You could buy
15.
5 riding horses, or we can buy 1 light horse.
And then we'll see if we can pick up 2 more when we get to
You could sell 1
Did
light
we say
horse.
70 gold, that includes all tack harness
Yeah.
and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Okay,
even
yeah,
bring
good
up that idea. I already
And
considered it.
Sell your light war horse and buy 5 horses.
Borgars and Johnson.
Sell both of them. We have horses for everyone.
I was thinking that too. It's like gear that we have, we could sell and stuff.
The fact that you do not even need a horse, he I think might need it for his higher levels. You don't.
Yeah, I know.
And a war horse is, I mean, they're worth so much more than a riding horse.
Yeah, but I needed it.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything. My character and myself are both thinking it, but I'm not going to say it until somebody's like, we don't have the money, absolutely not. Then I'd be like, okay.
And keep
Yeah,
in mind,
it'd be kind of douchey being the poorest guy and be like,
Yeah.
hey, you can sell your shit, pay for me.
keep in mind, we also needed.
I was
money
going to
for
volunteer
supplies.
pieces of the armor I'm wearing first before the horse.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. 2 different gear I could sell. That's worth a lot.
Magic staff.
Supplies.
Okay, so we are going to.
Unless we go to
Spend
normal,
the 4 gold. Alright, we're going to take 2 gold to get up to Unterbaum.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give.
What's that?
How much money did I spend on that investment? I'm sorry.
All of
You
it.
didn't. On the investment before?
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
on
you
the
didn't
horses.
say. You said none. You didn't. You said you only had 11
Yeah.
or something, and
Okay.
so I may need it for if we
Okay.
get 2 more additional horses.
That's fine.
into them, but so we're going to give 22 gold to Rihanna.
Renata.
Rihanna. It's Rihanna now.
Okay.
Now she's
Um,
richer than she ever had.
22 gold for her, seed money for her supplies.
2 to go back, and then 20 for them to move back and forth and
Okay. So
consistently.
make a note that she starts with 20 gold.
Okay.
And then when you meet up with her, we'll find out what her events were,
Yep, and how it went.
how it went out, whether she sank the boats or made money or
20, because the
Filthy
2 is
rich.
for them to get back to.
abandoned you and took the boat elsewhere.
She comes back and boats all gilded and everything. And you're like, oh,
Technically, it was
You work for me now. This is the flag.
Well, you see,
of my little trade empire.
well, meanwhile, Giselle has gotten an apprentice who's become wizard and got into their own apprentice. And now just this floating magical college.
kind of cool.
I do technically need a second apprentice eventually.
What is her action?
But I'm not going to get that at this
She's
point
a-
because
she
we're
becomes
already
a
advancing
sailor,
NPCs.
Luckily, I've got everything I need.
And which, my understanding is you're leaving 2 of the soldiers
I'm
behind.
not sure whether or not
Yes.
You're taking 2 with you.
thinking more meta.
Yes, the ones that are staying behind are Adam and Dimsod.
Okay.
And their order.
So you're breaking up the dwarf pair?
You can't break up the dwarf pair.
Who's
No.
Jonathan? Is
That's
Jonathan the
bad luck.
halfling?
You can't
No,
break up the
Jonathan
dwarf
is
pair.
halfling.
Okay, we gotta have the halfling with us.
And
Yeah.
we're giving drugs to.
And great with a bow. He's a good cook and great with a bow. Which, according to
Give us
Groot,
the
we don't have
human
that
and
much
halfling.
range.
Give us the
I have
human and
nothing but
halfling.
range, my
Yeah,
Leave the
take the human
dwarves.
and halfling.
Sure,
leave the
you do,
dwarves.
but nobody else does.
I really
Yeah.
think you'd have a hard time as far as role playing. You'd probably have a hard time breaking the dwarves up.
Yeah, don't. No. Leave the dwarves with the boat. Take the human and halfling because they need training anyway. The human and halfling need the training, don't they?
They're a lower level.
Yeah. So you have to train them anyway. And the dwarves are already, I believe,
Close to soldier.
close to soldier or there. So
On Renata's sheet where it says experience, it says she currently has 800. Is that how much she has to spend, or is that how much she has
He never applied it to her.
Oh no, that's how much she started with already.
And those are already all
Already used.
Okay.
Okay. So, loaded up the boat with horses.
hey,
You guys, it's the role played aspect. You guys debate and overthink many options.
as we
We're taking dwarves. So
I'm still alive, aren't I?
You are still alive currently.
the main thing is
That was your criteria. You didn't want to lose your character.
Doesn't matter either way.
Range.
So that's why it's important for the group to evaluate all
Guys,
options.
you want your lower level guys to start
Two
doing
characters.
It's going to be a sad day when some of these characters die.
I'm gonna be so
It's up
upset.
to you, but just pick whichever ones are gonna be.
It'll probably happen real quick.
if you die,
Random crit, and he just
and
dies.
If you die, it's gonna be a sad day for you, but it's gonna be happy for all of us because then we just made 50 gold.
Oh, you made a lot more than that. You made a lot more than that.
Okay. So, you guys head out in the afternoon, heading up the river to Kemperbad, or up to Unterbaum. As expected, a couple of miles up the river, there's the first lock system. There is a couple of boats waiting. You guys wait your turn, then get ushered into the lock where they raise the water up to get to the next section, and then move on. The lock keepers don't pay any attention to you guys whatsoever. They're doing this day in and day out. They don't care about what's going through. About 4 or 5 days later, you guys come around the bend and see far up ahead the falls, 2 falls. One is significantly wider. I mean, the river here is, gosh, maybe 1,000 feet wide or so. It's a big river. The falls on the right-hand side are basically the whole width of that, just pouring over rocks and everything, a couple hundred feet in height. Off to the left is a much smaller but still navigatable sized river coming down the same distance. Little bit of distance before the falls, there's a small village on the left-hand side on the northern shoreline where you can moor your boat. There's a tavern, some other basic things there. Not a very big village or anything, but enough for basic travelers. From there, you see there's a trail that leads. On the right-hand side is a large lock mechanism. It has a full guard tower in front of it, and seems to have a notable military presence guarding the lock system for trade. Okay. Those locks, it looks like each section of it, there's about 6 or 7 different layers for it to go up the mountain, or up the cliffside. Can hold maybe 10 barges at a time. And then over the course of 15 to 30 minutes or so, they fill with water, and then you go on to the next section, etc. And over the course of maybe a half day before you get up to the top with the boats. You're free to head whichever direction you wish.
Unload done in the town, because the town's got the trail
There is no trail that you can see.
that goes up.
There is no trail that you can see. There's cliff sides a little bit set back from the river, and there presumably is a way to get up there. You can see at the top, above the falls, when you're still some distance away. There's another village at the top end there as well.
This would be a great place for the escalator.
Go to
So-
the town first. Yeah.
One of the things that makes me stick out so badly is all my armor, my weaponry, and all
Yep.
that. What if we get a waxed sack
Yeah. I'm with
and
you.
put all my shit in it, and then just drag it under the boat?
We could book it with the anchor.
Why not just put it in the bomb?
It could be an anchor.
Because if they search the boat and they find it,
They'll know.
they'll know. But if it's under the boat, in the water,
Hey, that
We
guy
get
did.
lifted up. A
that-
dangling bag off the side of the boat.
Not off the side. It's underneath the boat, so it'll be in the water. No one will see it.
It's not like a crane that comes down and picks the boat up out of the water. The water lifts up and lifts the boat on top of it.
Imagine if
I'm
they
getting
to figure
confused
out
by
how
this
much
whole
birding
So-
mechanics
Do
of
you
it.
not
Bring
know
your
how
boat
a
in.
lock works?
Not this type of.
I did not.
You bring your boat in.
What type of barding are you going to want?
Anyway, you
Light
close this up. This
Like
shows
leather
that the
armor?
water
Probably,
raising
yeah.
your boat
It's
to
a
Um,
the
light
next
force.
lock.
I assume
This door
you're gonna
opens,
wear
if
heavy
you
armor.
close this lock,
You can. It'd be more
close this
encumbering for it.
and
But
raises you to the next
um,
lock.
You don't have
Next
to deal
lock
with
raises you to the
some
next lock.
armor.
some light armor. Give it the equivalent of armor type 9.
Okay.
Okay.
If not,
Um,
it's just gonna sit there.
we'll say 10 gold.
Making us money
10.
while we're.
Trying to figure out a way.
I never understood why you guys didn't have to doing this to begin with when we have another pilot.
Well, because we
We've
were
been
using
using it
it
for
to
transportation.
go because on foot it's so dangerous for us to go places. So yeah, it could have been doing it.
It's
like
also a
three.
lot cheaper
Gear
too.
equivalent
Yeah.
to 10
So
gold.
I mean, for a while there, he was.
Also?
he was feeding
You
all
potentially.
Yeah,
Depends on how well you can trade.
Because I have a fishing facility.
We haven't even
Okay.
discussed
I mean, you
that
can- you-
yet, which I didn't want
I was wanting to do
Right.
this earlier
Obviously,
when we
where
were
we're
dealing
going,
with
this other
financial
town
stuff.
should have
Okay.
crap for the food.
Right.
It's gonna
So we'll
take
see
me a
what
little
it-
bit.
what we can
Okay.
do.
We can just trade.
So the what's that? Just straight.
Nothing.
So we'll go to the town, unload the horses, see if we can pick up a couple more horses, and see if we can find out if there's a route to the top by foot or
But
horse.
the place up top is where we're gonna get the horses.
Well, or down here. I mean, if they have them down here, whatever. But we just want to make sure first that there's a way to get up there by foot that isn't the lock system.
Gotcha.
Traveling by land may be dangerous. May be dangerous. Running into armed patrols is dangerous.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think at this point we just start trekking it through the trees and see where we get.
But we go into the town first and see.
Yeah,
if we-
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Okay, because we need food.
Get all our
and stuff,
supplies
too.
and everything, and
Yeah.
then just go overland. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
No?
Yeah. No, that's exactly, no, that's what we've been talking about doing.
Yeah.
He's agreeing with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just pull in. Is it going to cost us a silver to dock?
No, you pull in there. There's a single jetty that sticks out. There's a old sailing dinghy moored up on the side. No other boats there. The dinghy has a tarp over it that's glistening with spray from the falls. And as you guys come up to that, you can see the falls themselves have sort of carved out at a large lake out of the stone basin or whatever from the falling waters. The spray from the falls is continuous. It feels like rain effectively throughout the area, and everything is soaked by the time you guys get there. You pull up to it. Beyond is basically like a small thatch hut and a cave. The jetty leads to a trail. The trail leads past the little hut over to a cave, where there is, by the hut is a wagon with a couple of draft horses tied up to it. There's an older lady sitting on a chair next to it who gets up as you guys pull in your boat, starts walking towards the dock. Nobody else around at this point.
You said there was an inn down here though, right?
Just this hut. There's nothing much else down here.
Nobody's down here in the hut?
Just this old lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she walks over to the docks as you guys pull up. Says, "Greetings. Well, welcome to Twin Falls.
Greetings.
You're not taking the locks?
No, our boat has other work to do. So we're going to travel hopefully by foot. Is there another path up to the?
Oh yeah. Hop on board. I'll take you up to you guys heading up to the tavern at the end at the top of the locks, or you guys want to go to Unterbaum?
Unterbaum.
Go ahead to the tavern first.
She said no.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go to Unterbaum. Yeah.
Okay. Well, unload whatever you guys want. She goes over and starts unhitching the horses from where they're tied up. When you're ready, climb in the cart.
Oh, is there a way to get our horses to the top?
Oh, well, I guess time to the back of the cart.
Okay.
I'll start unloading the two horses and
Oh, that's
7 horses.
7 horses.
Oh, is there 7?
7 horses.
I didn't realize
They
Volvo-
Four
they
horses
multiplied
and-
on the way. It was a long
Yeah,
week.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what happens when you have 2
bored.
horses.
Bored, man. Bored.
Play some smooth jazz.
That's right. It's just Kenny G all
It's the
day.
troll call.
That's right. Oh, wow. Okay, and is there a charge for you to escort us out? Is that how you make
Yeah, I'd certainly take an offering, but no, I just do this to be nice.
All right, I'll give her 2 silver.
Oh,
So,
that's not common.
name's Astrid. What brings you to Unterbaum?
Oh, well, we heard there was trouble in the Barren Hills, and I'm a bounty hunter. And
Trouble.
yeah, look, there's bandits and whatnot. I was excited to go up there, and
Well, okay.
I'm new to this, so I was hoping to make a name for myself.
Okay. You guys decided to bring horses to town to trade?
No, we thought that the Barren Hills would be desolate and a little easier to travel up on.
There
Oh.
are giants out that way, so I'll go with her.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. We don't get very many adventurers in this area, but sure. She seems fairly pleasant. Those of you who wish to ride on the wagon are welcome to. If you prefer to ride the horses, you can too. If you want to walk, she warns you it's a fairly steep climb. It's about 400 feet to the top of the falls through the cave system. So she suggests either ride or ride your horses. But
I'm on the wagon.
yeah,
There's
if
2
you
people
prefer.
have to be in the wagon.
If you prefer to walk, she's not going to argue too much. Okay. So she steers the wagon towards along the trail, and in the back there's a cave entrance that leads into the mountainside. And within there is an upward sloping tunnel with a well-worn trail where she drives the wagon, the horses, etc. There are rough stairs sort of carved in along the side for people who have walked. But the entire area is fairly slimy and slippery and because of the water spray and all the moisture and everything else. She maneuvers it without any difficulty. The horses don't seem to have any major difficulties or concerns. And after a while, the cavern opens up again at the top on a narrow strip of grass between the forest and the gorge behind you, offering a fairly nice view of the Thundering Falls. There's a track that leads off into the forest to the north, and another horse and cart waiting by a 400, 500-year-old oak tree. Just massive tree right there. She drives up to it, parks the horse, says, there you go. Unterbaum's that way into the forest. Short hike, not very much difficulty. If you guys want to go to the tavern, that's where most of the travelers seem to go. It's that way. She points over towards the falls. She hit.
Walk up and touch the oak.
Okay.
I want to.
It dwarfs you.
I want to ask if whether or not a wizard passed through here of the name Atelka.
No, not that I'm aware of.
All right.
She'd have been traveling with,
Doesn't?
yeah, like a dozen men-at-arms.
Well, there was one group sounds sort of like that maybe a couple months ago.
Yep.
Haven't seen them since.
Did they go towards Unterbaum?
No, they just went. They just followed the river north. They weren't very talkative. I think they went to the tavern and so forth. But then I heard they had gone north.
Did they stay in their boat?
No.
So they were on horseback.
Yeah, they had pack mules, pack horses. They were traveling by foot.
I'll go to Unterbaum first, or
So
follow that train?
yeah, she ties up her horse that you guys rode up on at the oak, then takes the other one, starts heading back down.
That one's.
I'm very perplexed by this lady.
There were people that she was.
Why would you do anything in this universe for freaking charity?
Gives her something to
A
do.
good soul.
That's why
Not
she
many in
has
this-
0 corruption.
And they charge and they charge 5 gold per boat that goes up there. She probably doesn't need money.
It just gives her something to do.
Yeah.
Like a greeter at
She gets
Walmart.
to meet new people, right? She gets to meet new
So Now, my understanding is the 5 NPCs, you've given them 22 gold to head back to Kemperbad, load up on coal, and then go back and forth between Nolan Camp with Kemperbad. Okay.
Is there anything we want them to get and Nolan bring to Kemperbad?
No, I just want to
okay,
make that
so-
trip back and forth.
I was
While we're-
trying to say this earlier, but it might be a little suspicious that one of the boats that was there when the current coal miner and transporter mysteriously exploded.
We repainted the boat.
Again,
Yeah, it's brown now.
fucking jalopy.
Brown with
All
the
kinds of
red.
different colors, paint flaking on. Like 9 different resprays from Mako.
My halberd
That's
can
fine,
make
we're
gold
helpful.
for the horse.
They need it. They need
How
to
much
keep
is the
it
halberd
going
worth?
At this point.
It makes sense.
Okay,
Blew up
sure.
a boat that was transporting coal. They would need more people to transport coal. So it
Yep.
makes sense for another
Do we
boat
need
to
to
start
pack mule?
transporting coal.
He said, do we need a pack mule?
No, because it will just die.
Yeah, Tony's pony.
Yeah, you guys are currently alone at the
Die.
oak at this point.
Tony
So-
escaped.
It's like 5 gold.
We
And it's
definitely
another
need,
animal we need to have to bring.
so we definitely need to go to
Understood.
Unterbaum
But-
just for the 2 horses, guys, because we need 2 additional horses.
I mean, I guess we can have the dwarf ride the pack mule.
Yep.
About
We
can
have
we have
the dwarf
one
part of the pack
can we
mule,
have
but we're
people
also going to
ride?
need to bring feed for the
Can we have like 2
horses
people ride on
and
a
a lot of
horse?
shit. So
Because I cannot control a horse with this.
Maybe. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think they're big enough to.
Horses aren't scared of one-eyed people.
Right.
you can ride a horse. on a fly.
You just got no depth perception. They're
It's
just-
not like a motorcycle where you're going 100 miles an hour.
Based off agility, I think.
Imagine a motorcycle, but with AI. You're fine.
I would
This
look
horse
More
at
like,
running.
more like a bicycle.
You're
This horse keeps running into a tree. What is wrong with this horse?
You're sitting there going, I wish this guy would direct me somewhere else.
We can.
Error.
The problem is, if we load up the horses too heavy, like we're gonna have to buy
I
gear.
think the
So I
brakes
think
stalled out.
if we doubled up on people, like we got a halfling, right? Or do we have?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking the halfling. I'm assuming the horse can carry a halfling and me.
Do you have a saddlebag to put him in?
The backpack,
No.
baby Bjorn.
He just either be he'd either be in front of me or on behind me on the horse. I'm
I would say the riding horses can carry, we'll say 16 encumbrance without concern. Okay. Beyond that, it'll start slowing them down or
So
fatiguing
half of
them.
you.
No. Well, he's riding a war horse. That's different.
I'm riding a
Okay.
much bigger animal.
Yeah. Light war horses, I would say instead of 16, probably 24.
Okay.
So we definitely need to pick up the other 2 horses if we can.
Right. Now, the halfling's only 6 encumbrance because he's small. But depending on how much gear you guys have, yeah, you
we
might
want
want
the
some
horses-
draft horses.
Yeah, we don't want the horses to be fatigued and all that kind of
Draft
stuff either.
horses. They're riding horses.
Okay.
A normal riding horse can take
Draft
2
horses are
people and
5
some
gold.
saddlebags worth of stuff and walk all day long.
Walk all day long, but if we're attempting to
catch up.
Right.
flee or catch up or take an accelerated pace, which is
Sure,
kind of
absolutely,
what
it's
we're
going
trying
to wear out much faster.
Because
But
if they're on foot, even though we're 2 months behind, that's quite a amount of ground we can build up on somebody.
Okay. You're fine.
you wouldn't ride horses that hard, though. You'd kill them within a couple days.
That's why we need 2 more, so we're not weighing them down. I'm not talking about like whipping death, but
Okay.
if they're all on foot and they're, I'm talking we can make up a week on them.
Oh, quick.
I mean,
Dude,
with
yeah.
no problem and not destroy the horses. So we need to go to Unterbaum first.
So
Yeah, let's do it.
me and Jonathan were just at 16 encumbrance, so
You're
we're
fine.
good.
yeah, it's a short trip.
The only other person
You
is
consider it just a ballpark.
Yeah, it's just a short trip.
As long as you don't say I'm going to put 4 people and all of our pack on this run light riding horse, I'm not too worried about it.
It looks like those skiers from the 1950s.
Yeah, because if we're going to get that deep into it, I don't even know if my horse could handle me and my shit.
For,
So,
You have like
I
well,
understand
yes,
that.
but he's wearing plate mail, which would typically be a heavy war horse.
Yeah. And it's wearing Barney.
To Unterbaum,
Yeah.
through the woods.
The horse looks at him and says, "Nay."
I'm gonna trust that this lady is telling us the truth on which way to go, and not just to our death in the woods.
This is a
Then falls over and dies.
already.
Yes, it's just
I treat this animal very.
kind of amazing.
There's a reason you should treat your animals well because they're expensive.
Unless you go steal them.
They're generally worth more than you. So, okay, she heads back down. You guys are going to take the trail into the village, into the forest.
Yep.
Okay. You guys follow that for maybe half a mile or so, and then the trail splits. It continues north along the river. You can see the river through the trees, but you're quite a ways inland from it. It splits and goes to the west from here. There's a old wooden placard. Looks fairly well made and engraved with the name Unterbaum carved into it, pointing down the western pass.
Wait, western?
On the western path.
Okay.
It splits off like this. It's still.
Yeah, the trail you guys are on continues north. It also goes west from where you are, and that's where the sign indicates what Unterbaum is.
Unterbaum.
Yeah, they're heading down.
Okay.
I'm just assuming they can read this scrawled out crap.
I feel that's a bit concerning.
One more level, man.
Okay.
It's fine.
You guys go head down that way, and after a time, you smell fresh cut grasses and baking bread on the air. You break out of the tree line into a sunlit grove, for lack of a better description. It's a clearing about a mile across, filled with wooden huts, thatched roofs, and so forth. The trail leads to a central pond in the center of it that's surrounded by several larger buildings, most of which are stone or brick construction, and then that spreads out into other wood and thatch houses, huts, and so forth. The village itself looks very pleasant. As you guys ride in, several locals smile and wave at you. And compared to virtually every city everybody has ever been to, the place seems eerily welcoming, and so forth. You guys ride in. Where are you guys going to head to?
The stables. See if there's
Okay.
any horses.
There's a large tavern area near the center that looks like it has a large stable. You head over to it, and the innkeeper steps out, sees you guys ride up, says, "Greetings, travelers. Welcome to Unterbaum. Don't get very many travelers these days. What brings you to our fair city?"
We heard there was dangers out in the barren hills, and we're hoping to go out and make a name for ourselves hunting bandits.
And giants.
And giants.
And giants.
Okay.
I'm glad you react like that way, because that's exactly how I want the group to react when I talk to you.
Not that familiar with bandits out there. I don't know about giants, but most sane people don't normally head to the barrens. It's pretty dangerous.
Well, that's why we're adventurers.
Like, what
Fancy.
type of dangers?
What type of dangers? Oh, it's the barrens is not a place for the meek and simple folk like us. We prefer to stay here, safe in our village. Generations ago, it said that the beings of chaos poured out from their vile wastelands to despoil the land and gather souls for their despicable gods. It was a dark time indeed, for even the sky's vault above conspired with them. For days, the sky screamed and the chaos moon howled and spat its evil upon us. To protect us, the druids of old built a stone circle around the places where its foul exportations had landed, but it was barely enough. The land has been blighted for generations, and around Devil's Bowl, where the largest piece landed, strange unnatural growths began to appear. I fear there's evil things still lurking in the hills, waiting till the time comes for them to rise up and sweep away all before them. The druids protected our grove here. We've never had such things, but if you head into the barrens, corruption is sure to follow.
Welcome,
mind.
stranger.
Yeah.
I'm dying because we just met this person 10 seconds into their monologue.
He's been waiting.
You've activated the trigger for the NPC to give the speech.
I feel like it's Shrek with that button in the
Dr.
castle.
Reed, that's all I can think. I was like, my God.
You see another player run up.
So,
Over by the stable, there's a guy with a exclamation over his head.
Oh, it's the NPC guild.
So you guys are protected because of the druids.
Yes.
Set this
Ancient magics have protected this region right here.
It's so nice here. That's what I
Oh
was
yeah,
wondering.
I never want to leave.
Right. This is wonderful.
Right, but that's why we don't leave.
Feeling loaded.
I want a sense motive back.
when you said war,
You want a sense motive? Okay.
No, that's good.
Gross.
No,
There's the cynic right there.
what's your sense motive?
Intuition, a 39.
This whole place is a honeypot.
Yeah.
39.
Yes.
They seem genuine. The village is maybe 100 people.
Okay.
It's not a very big place. They're all. I mean, you don't see a single weapon on any of them. They're not wearing any armor or anything like that. Basically, it's a Warhammer commune.
Nice.
Um,
Are the
hippie
druids
commune?
still here?
A cult.
Or did
Yeah.
the druids...
It doesn't. I would say less cult, more flower people,
Right. Okay.
flower children. Okay.
It's the same thing.
Well, that may be, but you don't
What's
get.
the difference between these two pictures? They're the same.
So is...
So there's one guy with all of his wives, then, right?
No.
Are all the druids gone? Or do they...
Oh yeah, they
Years, many
yeah,
years.
long ago.
So you say he was like,
when you stated that the large chunk landed in the Devil's Bowl, are you talking about
Devil's bowl,
Bowl. Like
Bowl.
cereal bowl?
not the devil's hole.
bowl?
Oh, good
I heard.
lord.
Are,
So all we
are you
need to do is-
talking about Warpstone?
I don't know what that is.
guy or girl?
Green Rock.
I can't tell.
I've never been there. This is a guy from the innkeeper.
They all look
No, years ago, there was a chaos eruption from the skies. The stars fell on the barren hills and corrupted the entire place.
So,
I feel like we shouldn't go there.
The only druid that we have right now is our local priest, Korabreath. He provides spiritual guidance for our commune. If you can also talk to Elder Vorster, our leader,
What religion are you guys?
Raya.
so
Is that a opposing religion for me?
No, it's like a harvest god.
could the moon, or the evil moon,
More sleep?
more fertility be in it?
Maybe.
Be you like
Dad,
a
were you about to kill the ball?
player to player, my character wouldn't know this, but
They were
could it be
right
like an
religion.
asteroid or something?
Nope.
Yeah,
You're a
definitely.
Witcher
That was
worshipper,
what a
St.
lot of-
Martin.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's just
Just
like
okay.
a comet that keeps
Yeah,
coming
the entire village. They're wearing homespun garments in green and brown, some homemade jewelry
But yeah,
and things like that. Very, very rural, basic people. They appear to be exclusively farmers and crafters.
Is there some place where you guys
Yeah,
clean up,
it's giant
where you
stone.
wash?
yeah.
Well, yeah, we get water from the falls, and the pond in the center of the village.
Do you have any?
I mean, they're not low technology as such. They still have all the usual things. So they have plumbing.
Okay, then
But-
I'm gonna go. Are we staying here for a night, or are we just?
Yeah, because it's got to be getting towards afternoon.
Sure.
By the time we got up the hill, yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll go to a local inn/tavern type thing, and this is where we're at. So
Well,
do you have room to hold all of us?
Sure.
All right.
Would you like me to take care of the horses too?
I'm gonna actually go talk to the guy at the stables. You said there was a guy at the stables.
Go with you, yeah.
Part is the same guy.
The same guy.
Okay. Yeah. No. Hey. Yeah. I would. Hello. I would like to.
Would you like me to take care of your horses?
Yes.
Long ago.
What happens when you leave too early? You have to
Yes.
re-enter the scene.
Do you have any horses here? Additional horses you could part with currently, that you wouldn't mind parting with. We really need 2 more.
2 more horses?
2 more horses to accompany our entire company.
Well, we don't really have riding horses. We don't really have much need for them. We could probably sell you a pack mule.
Okay.
2 pack mules would be fine
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the 2 short
Yeah,
guys.
do you have 2 pack mules?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's 5.
All right. You ready?
Where is the devil's bowl? The devil's
You ready?
bowl.
Yeah.
It's in the Barren Hills.
First.
You'd have if you, I've never been there, but Corbreath, I believe, has.
Do you have a map that
No.
we could have?
I'm just an innkeeper.
Would there be a place
104.
in this town? Oh,
I- If anybody would have it, again, Corbreath is the only one who's ventured into the Barren Hills.
4. He was reading out his high.
4, Brett?
No, that's not what
Yeah,
No, she's
Never
over.
heard
he's a druid. He has to tend to the protections in the Barren Hills to keep the corruption under control.
4 Brett?
Per. 4 gold per.
Okay.
147.
Okay. So,
have you guys had any issues with
so
chaos?
No, never.
Okay. So your druids have kept
I
it.
think we shouldn't go into Barren
Well,
Hills.
Have kept the chaos held down in the Barren Hills.
no, you just protect this.
There's druid protections around this place, and there's also druid protections in the Barren Hills
Trust him.
that Corbreath manages and monitors in some manner. It's beyond me. I don't exactly know how it works, but the druids put magics in place to control the chaos.
Okay.
Don't trust it. No one's this
So-
nice.
So we both passed.
Okay,
How often do you humans have to sacrifice?
I got
your
a
baby?
Usually,
I got a
it's like-
147.
so you can get them each for 5 gold.
Flowers, 8,
They're 4
8
gold apiece.
petals. Or
They're
7.
4 gold normally?
Yeah.
Okay, so each for 4 gold.
Okay.
As opposed to they have limited horses, they're going to charge you more.
Yeah, 8 clover.
That's right.
We're staying here tonight, right?
Chaos sign.
Yeah.
Burn it all.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
If he commune burns tonight.
so I'd like to go talk to Corbreath then after we settle in our horses and get all that taken care of. So
Okay.
I'm going to.
I make
Well-
nice with the new mules.
I'm gonna take the
You make nice with the new mules. I'm not exactly how to take that.
However you like.
Okay.
And they'll sleep in the same stall with them, so
no, we took care of the whole.
I'm gonna try and find a
Yeah, we'll
herbalist.
get everybody.
You're gonna say what?
Try and find a herbalist, like someone in town that would know their way around the plants and the plants and the local wildlife.
From looking at what shops or activities that people are involved in, you'd estimate maybe half the town is probably qualified as an herbalist. I mean, they're yeah. Everybody in town is either a crafter or a farmer. And I mean, think of this as like a Middle Ages equivalent of an Amish village.
Oh, sure.
Okay, they make everything themselves. They're all self-sufficient, etc. And whatever they happen to need, they have supplies from the falls
Okay.
to be able to get. So
What
I'm
kind
gonna
of crafter?
gossip around, determine.
handmade stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna gossip around, specifically asking, are there any fruits or plants that could be poisonous?
Okay.
Just gonna walk around.
Okay. So you just walk around talking with the villagers about poisonous plants and dangerous things.
Yeah.
The wind
Okay.
Flora and fauna of the hills.
Can someone?
Very stable.
No reason.
It's an illusion.
The entire town.
It's chaotic.
My chick,
Okay. So he wanders off. What do the rest of you guys want to do?
I was going to Corbreath.
Corbreath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does
Who's that?
anybody
Druid?
want?
That's a druid. There's also an elder. If somebody wants to go talk to. I wrote down Elder Fossler, but just so you know.
Vorster.
Horse.
That. Do you have any plans?
Do we talk to
plan on
Keith?
doing?
Keith
Because
pops
I
up
was
with a little
planning-
hat on.
I was going to
Keith
try
shows up with a
to
little
ask
hat,
the town
falls
if
asleep.
there are any safer routes through the Barren Hills.
be the best NPC. I'm not even
They
gonna
say
lie.
that only one guy.
You
Like,
must
let me
take,
tell you about the story of our
Go ask that guy.
And
I'm
you
gonna
just
stay
sit
on
and
the
wait.
It's
That
gonna
one.
chill
There
me.
were fancy
Feel
pants.
safe.
The frost.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the end.
Okay.
And enjoy myself,
Okay.
feeling stress-free,
Okay.
like I'm not being hunted by every person
Yeah.
in the universe.
I'm doing the same thing on somebody else's bill.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Technically,
Yeah, you guys go into the tavern. The place smells like apple pie. You have a seat. They bring you large tankards of cold ale and start bringing food out.
Are there any young
Green
ladies?
type of feeling.
There are a few ladies, yes. None of them seem to have any interest
I
in
want
travelers.
I want to do an intuition check on the person serving
You
us.
just watch it.
Okay.
Like, see how they feel about
Close it in on us.
people coming in.
Turns out this entire town is
They seem very friendly,
The people really attached to
very
it.
hospitable.
Really like
Okay.
Your suspicion is probably not misplaced.
Probably, yeah.
It's just it's a
I mean, they're not providing like a huge feast or anything, but what they do provide is high quality, good food and plentiful compared to in the previous town when you bought the food you got at the tavern was some greasy meat and a bowl of gruel. Here you're getting actual bread and cooked vegetables and things like that. Now, they still charge you the 2 bronze for the night for the room and everything else. It's not charity as such that they're giving away, but the food is certainly good quality and prepared well.
They've got access to it.
Yeah.
why is this area so
I'm
tiny?
feeling like retiring, personally.
Why
So-
is this area so good?
Like I said, the entire town is about 80 to 100 people, a third of which are children. So the 30 or so women that are in town, most of them have zero interest in you. There's a couple of people working in the tavern serving drinks, but it's also not a very busy place. It seems dramatically oversized for the size of village. I mean, you could probably it probably has 10 rooms, but again, the town is only 100 people. So
Don't care. We
Okay.
eat,
Yeah.
drink,
Hey,
enjoy.
Matt.
okay.
Do we want to talk to the barkeep and see if they have seen a town?
Yes. Please.
Okay.
Someone,
Nice catch.
before I ruin our stay here, I want someone to talk to someone.
Okay, so you go and talk to the druid. You find him over in a large, slightly overgrown garden, tending some herbs and plants and so forth. He's currently snipping some sort of plant that you don't recognize or care about. You walk up to him and he pauses for a moment to look over at you.
I was pretending to read.
Oh, okay.
Words are hard.
Reading is a valuable activity.
Yes. Someday I hope to learn how to do that. Hello, kind druid.
We should all aspire to such things.
Yes.
It's an elderly man, long beard, maybe mid-40s.
He's old.
Every adult at this table is like, really, dude?
Yes,
John's 50 now.
I know.
It's only
This dude's
17.
aging.
So,
My character. Ow.
Really? Mine's like 30.
Are you the druid Korabreath?
Back here.
yes.
Greetings. We have traveled quite a ways, and we are about to pass this wonderful village you seem to be the protector of, and we are going to head into the Barren Hills. We're looking to.
Headed into the Barren Hills.
We are.
Well, let me tell you. Long ago, man.
You know, the words start going in front of me, like I can't read them, but.
Your screen freezes.
Yes.
Where's the any key?
Okay.
Yeah,
No, he strongly suggests Barren Hills is not a place for anybody to go to. It's filled with chaos and corruption. Only somebody at balance would be safe there. There's many unseen dangers.
Well, our goal is to remove chaos from this world and destroy it. I've heard that you are the dwarf responsible for containing it in the Barren Hills as it is.
I'm not a dwarf.
Druid?
It's
short for an old man.
I heard you're the dwarf.
Your beard threw me off. My apologies.
I get that. I'm old.
Shrunk and bearded. But it is your powers and your group's powers that keep the chaos at bay?
Well, yeah, I tend to the druid circles and protections within the Barren Hills to try to keep them maintained. I also occasionally will gather herbs and other material components from inside the Barren Hills. How many within your group would be undertaking this quest? And what is it that you seek in the Barren Hills?
Nine of us. There's a wizard of ill repute that has traveled that way.
Uh-huh.
And we were charged with capturing her. But at the same time, we also have with us a priest of Sigmar who has tasked us with also destroying chaos as we find it. And
Well,
two
I mean,
birds, one stone type of thing.
unless your abilities are beyond what I would expect, there is no way to purge the chaos of the Barren Hills. The best the druids of old were able to do was simply contain it.
Have you seen the Calcutta? El Taco? El Taco.
No, you're the first travelers I've seen in several weeks, but I've been out in the wilderness until recently myself. So
The path that goes along the river, does that head towards the Barren Hills?
yes,
Okay, that's because the lady with the wagon told us that's the direction that they traveled. So, but we came here to hopefully find a friendly group, which we have. You guys have an amazing town, and you've done a great job keeping them safe. This is the nicest town we've ever seen. So we hope to leave it that way on our way out.
probably won't work, but we're gonna try.
We're going to do our best. I'll work with this. We don't got any giants here, right? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's the protector of the town.
So if you insist on going into the villa into the Barren Hills, I will guide you if you have interest. I have to head that way anyways to gather some herbs.
Tomorrow morning?
That's fine. Though I should caution you, only those of pure soul will be able to survive the influence of the barren waste for long.
Oh,
Well, we should be all right then.
Okay.
My good.
It's a good thing we all have the
No.
pure soul talent,
No.
except for that.
Very well. Meet me at the Eastern Path at sunrise.
Alrighty. Thank you. All right, I'll go back in.
It's an option I can get now.
Might want to get it.
Before I leave, do you know of ways to purge corruption from people?
No.
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 I know good deeds sometimes.
No.
help.
Once the sickness of corruption takes root, it's almost impossible to remove.
do you just say knights?
Yeah, said nice.
Nice.
Noise. Okay, cool. I go back to the inn.
Okay.
Are you gonna allow me to buy pure soul now?
No, pure soul is a natural thing that you have to get.
It's a talent.
I know it's a talent. I don't know if you can get it, but
I can.
okay.
But I'm just from a role playing perspective.
Sure.
It would be helpful for you.
It only say it gives you 1 point of corruption reduction.
Per source.
1 point.
Per yeah, per sword. So yeah.
If the source only gives one corruption, you ignore it.
Yeah.
That means you can make infinite dark feelings.
No.
that's not how it works. A dark field.
Every time there's a source, I've got 40 different sources, all the dark gods. Okay, cool. So I'll go back and tell him, hey, I found a way for us to go after Talca.
Telka. What?
ETELKA.
Telka.
Hurts.
Okay. So meanwhile, you guys were talking in the tavern.
Yep, we were asking whether or not they've seen or heard of a group wandering north.
Yeah. A couple months ago, there was a band. They came into town briefly, got some supplies, and headed north. Looked like soldiers or warrior types of some sort.
Yeah.
They weren't nearly as friendly as you lot are, but they paid in reasonable money, and they talked to Vossler, Borster.
Gotcha.
But other than that, they didn't stay here. They only came in for an hour or two and then left.
Told you Keith is going to show up next game. And as the druid drags.
Plan on cleaning off my entire body hair, everything, and then redoing my
Redecorating yourself.
clean grease they have here,
Okay.
and then
So it's not like I have some old fry trap
Right.
somewhere.
so I'm gonna. That's actually what and then I spend the rest of the
Burger
evening
King
after
in here.
eating all that just playing with the kids.
Okay.
It's not scary at all.
I don't have my armor on though. I leave since we have rooms. I would assume.
Yeah.
Everything gets left.
Sure, okay.
Like nothing else.
He plays with the kids, takes one of the 6-year-olds, slams him. To That's what you do, a troll.
Troll cubs, you don't run, you fight.
That's right.
Some 6-year-old like, okay.
Now take that stick and show me how you would hit the troll.
Here, hold this axe.
Isn't this fun?
Stop crying, Tommy. Take it like
They ask us to leave because we're fucking the children. Alright, so I'll go, once I realize they haven't talked to, Vorster.
Vorster.
What are you guys doing?
Vorster.
Dwarf's just playing with kids.
Yeah. I'll go talk to him.
Okay.
Her. I don't know.
Him.
Could be.
Try to get the girls to braid my beard.
The little girls, yeah, they usually do so.
Right.
Your beard does not stay the same color. It has many colors and braids and beads
I'm
and so
good with
forth.
that.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
You're the most muscular child I've ever seen.
Harry, too.
Yeah. They
6-year-old
they braid and beard your hair and your beard and
okay.
put they draw stick figures and so forth on your back and
Good with that.
yeah.
Work that there.
All the while arm wrestling with the boys. Okay.
Alright, I'll go,
Vorster is over at the fields tending some crops.
alright.
Says, greetings. I heard you guys you were some visitors to the town. How do you like Unterbaum?
It's a veritable haven. It's wonderful. We
We like it.
we got people thinking about retiring here in years.
In days.
They'd have to get rid of their weapons,
Oh, I understand.
but
There you
He's not retired here.
screw it.
Well, it's not really a weapon. It can be a tool for hammering nails.
Yes.
It's a tool.
Yes.
We
It's a tool for slaying things.
we were both. Well, I just got done speaking with your resident druid and thinking about heading into the Barren Hills as in short. First thing in the morning, but I heard that you had spoken with Atelka, when they traveled through here a few months ago, and we were tasked with finding her.
I don't know anybody by that name, but Yeah, a couple of months ago, there was a group of strangers passed this way. They were led by a fair-haired woman and a dark-haired man. They came up from Twin Falls and stopped here briefly for some supplies, then headed straight into the hills. They commented they were looking for Devil's Bowl.
Oh, good. No.
That makes sense.
How long has your wonderful commune been here? It seems like it must have been for a very long time.
Oh yeah. My grandfather's grandfather was here long ago. We've always lived here. Never had much need to go elsewhere. I've heard most of the empire is really degraded, but we've always been fairly self-sufficient and.
This is definitely the nicest place we've ever seen.
Okay.
Well, thank you for the information.
Okay.
We will. We're gonna exit in the morning, and then hopefully we'll be able to travel back through and tell you of our exploits.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. I'll go back to the
tavern.
tavern and
Okay.
tell everybody, hey, all right, we're on the right track. Have him all convinced that El Taco.
Okay. So you guys are gonna stay here the night? Any supplies or anything else you guys need before you leave?
Just carryable food because we don't have a river to eat from at this point, or so.
It's good stuff, though. Excellent. These cookies are awesome.
I'm gonna get 2 weeks worth of food.
Okay.
So it's gonna be more because it's obviously instead of 2 bronze a day, it's gonna be more.
Yeah, whatever the rations is.
What was the description on the person that ambushed you in, whatever that one town was?
It was a short little wiry dude. Kemperbat was where it happened.
Kemperbat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him a description.
Okay.
Is he dark haired?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was asking about his prior identity though.
Did I gain
That
any
guy.
info on?
He had given the name. I can't remember even what it
Did
is
what?
now.
Did I gain any info on the poisons and all that?
Last third lever lungs.
That's what it was.
Sure. If you end up having to make something related to poisonous substances of this region, I'll give you a +10.
All right.
Yeah.
Poison's great. Not eating anything he makes now.
Luckily, my halflings.
Yeah, they point out how bad of an idea it is to take cooking grease and smear it in your hair.
Yeah, I can't imagine who ever did that.
Yeah.
If there's anything else they have to offer to shape my hair, then I'll take it. But
Sure. They give you some lotion or whatever that not only makes your hair stand up straight and stiff, but also makes it shine and feel more comfortable.
Giant.
Removes that persistent itch you've had for like the last 2 months.
So Andrew and Barb said
It's called soap. Can they give you a can of something that you spray on your hair?
George, can you look up rations real quick? I know it's 2 brass if we're eating in the taverns, but I think it's
more expensive.
more expensive for the travel ones, right?
Well, groceries are the cheapest, but it doesn't last long.
Right, we want trail rations. I'm just
I
trying to
have
make
the
sure I
very
don't have to eat.
last few pages of the book,
Whoa.
but you no longer have that.
I have it right here. I have the gear thing. It should look. So rations 1 day is 2 silver.
2 silver? Okay.
2 silver per day per person.
Yeah.
For me and cheese.
What about traps?
Can you buy a trap?
That's definitely not where I need to be. There it is. And I'm relating my story and what we're doing to the kids. And
Okay. How many people did you tell the druid you were going with?
You said 9.
Yeah, 9.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be right.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5,
The page you're looking for,
Yeah, that's your 2.
Matt, is 306.
Giselle's not going. She stayed in the boat.
Yep.
2 of your guys stay in the boat. His 2 people stay in the boat. So they're set on the table and your 2 guys. Not.
Okay.
You gotta charge us like the underworld was. 20
20 gold
gold
apiece.
person.
Okay. So you guys otherwise have a pleasant night. Like I said, the town is surprisingly hospitable. Most of the villagers, as night falls, come to the tavern, and they play music and sort of have a mini festival, all getting to know each one of you, etc. They are very welcoming, very hospitable. They don't charge you anything more as far as the rooms. It's just the 2 bronze for the night, for the food and everything else. And in the morning, you guys wake up refreshed and ready to go. And each of you that has any corruption have gained one point back.
Ho ho!
1 point gained corruption?
Yes, 1 point of gained corruption. Of recovered corruption. If you currently have any corruption, you have recovered 1 piece. 1 point.
Have you had any corruption at all?
Where is the corruption?
I don't trust him.
Second page.
You know what's going to happen.
Ah, I had 0.
That's
You know what's going to happen.
Of course,
The
yeah.
witch hunter is going to find out that they were hospitable to us and burn this place to the ground. I don't say this out loud, by the way.
okay.
You're just telling the druid they're gonna burn it. to
He
the
just thinks it
ground.
really hard to the wizard.
That'll give us all the more reason to go hunt down all the witch hunters and kill them all.
Sounds like a good idea to me. Bounties galore.
Are witch hunters even legal, or are they just?
Oh, they're legal.
Yeah, they're
All
like
the
the top of
powers.
the law.
I think
They're the, like, nobody expects them. Cause
What's that?
I'm at 13.
I thought you were higher than 6.
Nobody expects Spanish Inquisition.
Even if they did, they still get caught.
Okay. In the morning, you guys gather up your supplies. How many days worth of food are you bringing?
I bought 10 for myself.
How much was it?
2 silver.
some of us don't have money to buy food.
So
I go around
2
collecting
silver?
all the
2 silver because
2
it's
silver per Yeah.
yeah.
anything that could have been possibly
I'll buy
tossed
10.
away.
So hold on. I got
Food-wise?
Collecting what I can.
Okay. You get 4 days
You got yours.
of normal food.
Is what you're saying, right?
Because I've got 9 days already.
And 1 gold
on
per
rations.
days worth.
Assuming
much
we
is
can
the
get
land?
hunting supplies.
So
I don't know.
Should be good, maybe.
Okay, then I won't buy any more.
you got
I have
4 days.
4.
It's 10 days of ration.
10 days of rations, but you gotta carry them
That's fun.
because I don't carry other people's food.
Worst case scenario, we eat a pony.
He carries other people's food because he eats it.
Does anybody know how much a
He's that guy who's always eating the fries out of the bag.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they aren't cheap.
Do you believe they threw away this apple? It's only half rotten.
I saw the answer to that.
The other half is still good. It only has 1 bite out of it.
That's mine.
I would thought it'd be right.
It's only a few months ago you were living at that level.
Dude, in high school, when I worked at the golf course, we would take our garbage over to the trash compactor for the NCO club on base, or the actual officers club on base, in the middle of the summer. And they would throw all their food waste in that thing in the summer and compact it. And they would compact the food
Or
and
12
it would,
shillings.
all the juices would pour out and run down the street. And so I'd walk over there with a garbage can. It was the most fetid, smelly.
It's terrible.
I have been to porta potties in 130 degree heat downrange that didn't smell as bad as that fucking.
Dirty Jobs did one with the guy who processes all the food waste for Las Vegas.
Equivalent to a candle.
Dude, that cannot be a good thing.
I know. Somebody has to do it.
You have to wear a respirator.
He didn't. It's an old guy that just runs this big conveyor belt that non-stop, just constant food, and he gets truckloads of it. A guy that in Vegas, all the waste food that all the casinos and everything throw out goes to this one place where a guy processes it for waste, and it's just this huge dump yard or whatever where they unload a whole truck worth of partially eaten food and run it through the grinders or whatever the machines is, and it's just this constant sludge coming through.
That's fantastic.
I'm going to buy 2 lanterns and 4 flasks of oil.
Okay.
We need oil.
He got paid he probably got paid quite a bit at the.
Did he not put any?
No, he hasn't
No.
put money in
No.
for anything.
Guys, it's fine.
Well,
he
yeah.
has money. It's
Well,
how
yeah.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got-
I'm just gonna let
It
you.
was only
I didn't get
32
anything for
32
Yeah.
silver.
That's-
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are making it sound like it
Of
costs
service.
like.
No, it's 1 gold, 12 silver.
Okay.
Hey.
So
The
I
ones
thought
that I
it was like
provided.
24.
a crap ton of
No,
money.
30. That's a total
Okay,
32
so we leave the
silver.
next morning.
Yep.
I keep looking at it like,
So
for
silly.
me, it's a whole crap. I've yet
Yeah.
to see a gold. You guys can
So
pay
what
for
happens?
everything.
You all die.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's down to 9 gold.
Did anybody buy torches by any chance?
I have a torch.
I had a torch, but I used it, so I'm now getting a lamp. 2 lamps.
So the answer to that question would have been
What?
yes. I'm buying torches.
Yes, because there's.
Come on, let's go.
Remember, there are. Yeah.
No, we
Or
must
torches
spend,
like a bronze a piece or a bronze for
we
multiple. It
must
used to be like
spend 2
a
hours
couple copper
shopping.
for 6 torches.
It's
before,
what we
but-
do every session.
We're just role playing it in real time.
This is how we get our XP farm.
You get the same XP whether you fight something or not.
Oh, so boring. I don't even mind not fighting. I just want progress.
You're making progress.
On to the next
He
3
played with some.
hours.
He played with some children.
Got new wax for his beard.
That's right.
Beads.
Yeah,
One step closer to jewelry.
that's right. War beads.
I learned the Assassin's Guild hates me now.
Matter of fact, like I said, the villagers are all walking around with handcrafted jewelry, so I would qualify that as it.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
You earned it by playing with children.
I,
You didn't
no,
eat any
you
of them.
the main thing is you earned it through the progress of the story,
Yeah.
and in a perfectly viable way.
All right.
How'd you get that jewelry for your Slayer rank?
The children stole it from their parents and brought it to me.
Fought off 10 little kids.
He's the Pied Piper. All the children follow him into the Deathlands.
The point of it is
Yeah.
the value it means to you.
Right.
Okay, so by you having these tokens and going off into the barren hills and then fighting something and hopefully coming back, in my mind, that fulfills the requirements of having jewelry representing your successes. So,
Sean, I need poison for my next tier.
okay,
That's specifically why I asked. Could I?
they do not have any poison to sell you.
No, I was
We will
saying,
find something
what-
in the Barren Hills for you.
yeah.
If
What
you-
could I use in the area to possibly make poison out of?
There's lots of things. None of them. You didn't study with them long enough to know how to harvest snake venom and make a usable poison.
I was thinking, oh,
Okay.
here's this poisonous fruit. I'm just gonna take that and grind that up into.
Well,
You can have apples and do that.
yeah.
The seeds of an apple or cyanide. You just need a hell of a lot.
I was about to say, you
Well,
need
and
to see
and you
about-
need to know how
As much
to.
as you think.
Yeah, and you need to know how to process it and everything. And that, they told you, yeah, avoid this purple berry on the green tree type stuff. But other than that, you don't really know anything as far as it. So you're gonna need to acquire poison, either purchase it or find it in already ready format.
Was the druid accompanying us?
Would
Yes.
you recommend
He was.
anything for
Okay.
me and my
Um.
At least you offered
Barren
to.
Hills?
Okay. I don't. Are we taking?
As
Are
long
we
as they're
taking his
lucky
offer
enough.
to come with us?
Sure.
The druid.
Yeah, he's gonna escort us out there. That way, maybe he said there's unseen dangers. I'd like somebody who knows how to see unseen dangers.
And he's the druid, correct?
Cora breath.
Could I ask? Can I show him my staff and see what wood he thinks it's made out of?
You could probably.
Okay, I'd like to do so.
Which staff is this?
The unbreakable staff.
Okay.
150 to several thousand crushed apple seeds.
Really?
Do
Jesus Christ. It was a lot.
you want to do that with your? You said you wanted to try to
Okay. He looks at it and says,
some kind of.
Oh, I don't care.
looks like ironwood.
Okay.
Particularly sturdy type of wood. Pretty hard to work with. Not sure where you got this from, but it's certainly of some value. You said it's enchanted?
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's completely unbreakable. I mean, ironwood by itself is naturally very strong. Enchantments would make it much more so.
This is mine.
Don't know much more beyond that, though.
Okay.
Make it a handle for your hand. So they aren't going to have weapons in town.
Correct.
But a net?
Sure.
To buy a net.
Okay.
Or not a net as in like with a cello, but a net.
A net. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to sell you a net.
It's one of the children. It's in my bag. Krampus, I'm out of here. Okay.
Well, Krampus won't really come here. This is where he's wanting from.
Bad children.
That's right.
All right. So yeah, we're
Yeah,
good to go. Everybody's got what they need.
I mean, talking to a slayer for 5 minutes would think he'd do some bad things.
Okay.
Like,
Anybody that saw me would have seen me actually playing with the kids.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Yeah.
Actually, like a kid.
Is it 2 silver for ashes?
Yes.
Okay.
Per day.
Yes.
So everybody has whatever food they need?
I
I
hope
have
so.
10.
I still need to buy a whole bunch.
All right.
Okay.
I don't have any.
So sunrise comes early. Is that when you guys are going to meet the druid?
It's fine.
Sounds good to me.
Go ahead.
Approximately how
rations.
long are we going
Thank
to
you.
go?
We have no clue.
I think a minimum of 10 days is probably your best bet.
So roughly a
That's
goal
10
per person.
A gold per person per day.
A gold per person per day?
Yeah, so
Per-
not per day, per 10 days.
Right.
Andy tax.
Right. Andy Tex.
Yes, and I need you to give it to me directly because I get the best deals.
And I'll give you 3 nuts.
Here's your rotten fruit.
I don't have that much money.
Get what you can.
Buy what you can, man.
Trade it for the land.
You do have horses you can sell.
Got
Or
horses,
eat.
you got gear.
We do not have.
You got gear, you got horses.
What's our pack mules' names,
You
guys?
got halflings.
Is it Tony 2 and Tony 3?
No, that's wrong.
Tony? Yeah. Just
Tony-
T-O-N-I?
It's Tony with an I
T-O-N-E with a pi-
and Tony with an EY.
Yeah, that's right.
We have Tony 2, and then there's a Stark.
Pico.
They're referencing a previous pony that somebody let die
It ran away.
gruesomely.
It didn't die.
Okay.
No one.
He used the spell.
Somebody let it die.
We didn't
He
see
used-
it die.
He used the
and
spell
we thought
fake
carcass.
death,
Right.
and then he turned invisible, ran away, and left a fake carcass to pretend like he
Magic
died.
pony.
And also there was some stuff that fell down a 50-foot well.
Yeah, that wasn't him.
Hey,
Yes.
That was just pretend.
okay, so when I got to recruit the halfling, you said he was a good cook. Was that sarcastically?
No.
No?
Halflings are. Everybody knows halflings are great cooks.
Okay,
I think he's asking, does he stretch the food for him and his?
No.
yeah.
Halflings eat a lot also.
Second breakfast.
Well, like,
He can't. Right. No, it's 2 silver a day for rations. It's still 2 silver a day. Now, you can go on half rations or reduced rations if you really want to.
I'm wondering, like,
Had no idea.
if I buy him, like,
Thought it was
cooking
stupid.
supplies,
All of it,
could
the whole
he,
fantasy, and all
like-
that was garbage.
Stretch the food?
yes.
No.
No?
He can make the food taste better.
Loves it. That's one of my favorite movies.
Is there any way to stretch the food?
15 hours.
Not really, but cooking supplies would help you either get the food to taste better, or when you're hunting, cooked food that you're finding.
If you want to save money,
The whole series, and I got this
you can risk by buying groceries for the whole time or part of the time you eat the groceries first. But if you're gonna run into, depending on the environmental effects, the food's gonna go bad quickly. Groceries are cheap.
We don't have to worry about water because we have an infinite water spike over here.
If we're drinking
That's
from that
insane.
water, might not be trustworthy.
The map, the gold leaf along the edge of the book. It's
Have we even tested that?
all mine are like $9 companies. They just
Okay, so everybody have their supplies?
Yep.
Anything else you guys are forgetting?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Rope.
Yep. Who bought the rope?
Okay.
Okay.
How much? Had like 20 pounds
How
of
much?
rope on him.
About
Yep, that's
150-foot
okay.
cord or section of it with a grappling hook.
Okay.
Onward.
So, dawn comes. You guys meet Cora just outside of the town. He's dressed in his gray cloak. Seems surprisingly awake this early in the morning. has a sickle at his side and a walking stick. Identifies the wood of his staff, and then starts leading you guys north.
I introduce everybody first.
Okay. And you guys are taking all these horses?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, do we have food?
Is there a
He'll
problem
take care of
with
himself.
what you think horses will be able to survive?
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I generally don't bother with beasts and such.
Okay.
This is the weirdest druid.
So he's not on a horse?
Well, no.
And why are you going with this again?
He's showing us how to get there. Like there's
He
lots of hidden dangers, and he said that he knows where they are, so it just saves us the trouble.
Did you do the same thing for Atolka
no.
2 months ago?
I wasn't in town when they came through.
Oh.
Where is it that you wish to go?
The Devil's Bowl.
Devil's Bowl. Okay, that's what I was sort of thinking you would. It seems like everybody always wants to go there.
Sense motive. I feel like he's leading us into a trap.
What's your perception?
It sucks. 31.
Intuition. Okay.
Intuition is 31.
Okay. Definitely seems to be leading you into dangerous territory.
Okay.
What? We're going to where there's a cave?
There's a big difference between dangerous territory and he's
It's a trap.
hiding something trying to guide us.
He does not seem to be. He doesn't seem to be hiding anything from you. He has a satchel over his shoulder. According to him, he's headed out there because he needs to get herbs anyways.
Okay.
And if you guys want to go out there, he'll show you where the Devil's Bowl is. Otherwise, you guys would be wandering for weeks.
Gotcha.
You guys.
So, according to him, it's a 4-day journey to the Devil's Bowl. 4 days.
Can you draw a map while we're doing this?
Sure.
Okay.
Is that mine?
Takes a sheet of paper, starts drawing a line.
In my map book, my cartography book, is there a map of the Barren Waste?
No.
Okay, I tried.
Okay.
Spent a lot of gold
Is
on
there major effects
A lot of
for
gold?
splitting the
Yeah,
ration?
it was. Books are expensive. It's like
Oh, yeah.
15.
I'm sorry. What did you ask?
Yeah, text and look.
Is there like major penalty for splitting the rations that we have?
Having half.
Like
Eating
half.
Halving the rations, your healing is going to go down, and your fatigue won't recover.
Yeah, I want to try to map the Barren Waste. from
Okay.
again.
You map what you can. Okay. So he starts. He heads north. You guys in tow. He follows the river, a path along the base of the river for quite some time. Past the town, as you guys head out, the river itself carves down into the landscape. Basically a gorge that's about 100 feet or so high on either side, and maybe 90 to 100 feet or so wide as the river itself. It would be fairly tight with the barge, but doable probably to go up the river at this point. After the first day, as you guys are about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, you come upon a couple of ancient megaliths. Think Lord of the Rings, those gigantic statues reaching out, pointing over the rivers. 2 of those, one on either side. Gigantic monoliths of humanoid figures in cloaks, standing up with a upraised hand, facing to the north in the direction you guys are headed. According to Korbreath, these mark the boundary of the Bauman folks' territory from Unterbaum. There's dozens of these spread out in a huge circle, forming the border of their protected area from these druids. Give me a willpower test with a -5 for every point of corruption you currently have.
Willpower tests are cool.
Willpower.
What if we have pure soul?
Because. Okay, never mind.
I got it easy.
Cool is resisting that stuff. That's my only thing, because I have training in that.
I understand that.
Okay. -10. Correct. She said.
-5.
Okay, I'm gonna use my last one.
Minus 5 for the
Point
point.
of corruption.
I'm gonna use my last one.
I got 130.
There's only good as.
Yeah.
You jerk.
Does your soul have anything to do with
Nope.
it? No?
Just pure willpower.
I passed 110.
43.
110? 43? Okay.
Use your points.
What'd you get?
I'm doing the math.
Okay.
alright?
Okay. Big
I
math.
have to take 65 off my fucking roll.
One-
Okay, give me a break.
29 for
Okay.
Andrews. Let me.
I just need a 101. I just need a success or fail.
48.
40. Okay.
I failed.
Okay.
How did I get less than you did?
I'm at a minus 65 to the roll.
I got less than you did.
You rolled terrible.
Yeah. Then you rolled bad.
Yeah, I rolled.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 79.
I rolled
So-
a 2 and-
As you guys go past the edge of these giant megaliths, you feel a tingling on you as you go past it. For most of you, it passes almost immediately, and you almost forget about it. For a couple of you, you have this ongoing sensation that there's somebody right behind you tapping on your shoulder or staring at you or breathing on your neck, etc. Effectively, you get the skittish trait, meaning you are easily scared by magic or loud noises.
Oh God, you're
Well.
in trouble.
Yep, we have both of those.
Resulting in potentially broken conditions if such things happen.
Neil,
Yes?
you told me to keep track of it.
Yeah, just keep track of it.
But we don't know that each other have this issue.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're not that heavy.
Now, the rest of you just...
I'm Yosemite Sam. I figured that out.
Ha! Bang! The rest of you feel a general sense of unwelcomeness and vague threat, almost as if the land itself around you is angry. Okay?
I like the city better.
Yes. Or core breath doesn't seem affected one way or the other, or at least used to it. Continues on as if nothing happened. But you notice at least two of them seem particularly skittish. A couple of the horses as well. Okay.
Corrupted person.
Those horses are selling apples in the back stall.
You know, I thought the two tails was a little weird, but
Just the fire off the feet.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay with that.
What do you even need horses?
What?
I'm wondering why we even need horses. I mean, sure,
To carry stuff.
Riding.
Yeah.
you guys had your two, but
It's because we're too good.
I'm not about to give up on my fantastic mule.
Yeah.
It helps us gain the ground on it. I don't know.
Yes, you guys do travel fairly quickly. Core breath, despite his age, seems very spry and athletic and doesn't seem to tire very quickly throughout the day. Such that you guys make quite a bit more distance than you would have thought otherwise on foot. So the horses are giving you some benefit there. The first night you guys make camp, the ground, according to Core Breath, ages ago, this whole place used to be a fertile landscape. Grasslands, farmlands, etc., as far as you could see out into the barrens. Now it's nothing but dirt and rock, and any plants are questionable at best, or downright hostile, sometimes even with a alien intelligence. He strongly suggests you steer clear of any large clusters of plants and so forth, and probably keep a watch of some sort at night. Okay.
Drug testing.
He finds he points out or stops at a place where he says he's camped here several times before. Should be safe. We'll continue on in the morning. And it's a little hollow in some rocks or whatever, protected from the wind and so forth.
Probably should
This
build a
guy's
fire
smart.
and do
Set the
4
halfling to
hour,
watch.
4-hour shifts.
No, the halfling.
We didn't buy any.
Open 'em up
We didn't buy any the others, did we? The uppers?
What?
Did we buy any uppers?
Yes.
Well, I was like, I didn't buy any uppers, but
what do you mean uppers?
I didn't
The
buy it.
drugs.
Drugs for
I
the
don't have money
halfling keep him
anymore.
awake.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I broke. Spit like. No.
So who, if anybody, wanted to keep watch?
All of us.
I'm sleeping.
I'll do the first 4 hours.
Yeah, during my watch, since I am tired of the wizard sleeping,
You gonna
I
poke him?
sit there and judge him the entire watch.
Oh, the horn, right?
I'll keep watch.
It's real large.
Okay. So the wizard and the dwarf are going to keep the first watch.
Yep.
I'll keep the second watch.
So that's 8 hours. We need one more watch, guys.
I'll keep third watch.
You asleep yet? You asleep yet? You asleep
You
yet?
having trouble with the sea legs?
Me and my husband sleep.
Is the ground terrible for you to sleep on?
Okay. You do notice your hammer is giving off plenty of light, especially as night falls.
Does the druid note it?
Yeah.
He's just like,
I'm just gonna kind of. Hey.
He hasn't made any comment one way or the other.
It's covered in goblin blood. That's why.
So
It does have a lot of gore on it that's dried on it.
That's a valid response.
Okay.
Is it like campfire light? Like it's
Yeah.
pretty damn bright?
yeah.
Oh.
As night falls, the entire area region pretty much becomes pitch black at night. There's as night falls, you see the moon rise. It's relatively full. There's no clouds in the sky currently,
No light.
but as the sun goes under the horizon, it goes from twilight to dead midnight with no light.
Even though we can see the moon.
Can't see the moon once the sun goes down.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All you have is the bright green glow from the priest and the dull yellow glow of the fire. That doesn't seem to shed much light.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Cora Breath smokes a pipe, relaxes for the afternoon or evening, and then rolls up his bedroll and goes to sleep.
I went ahead and spent the experience to go with the Giant Slayer. So we'll
Okay.
let you know
I will. I'll take the first watch.
Okay.
that. I need Giant Head to get Dragon Slayer.
Okay.
Complete the class. You started Troll Slayer. You need a Troll Heavy.
First watch. Give me perception checks.
Fantastic.
On my watch. I don't have my helmet on. It's sitting on the ground.
119.
Oh wait, who's on first watch? Me. 106.
I thought the three of you.
Yeah, 106.
Oh.
He's all proud of himself.
I got a 106. I am very proud
Wake
of
up,
myself.
sleepy.
He notices the wizard going to sleep.
Yeah. Yep, I failed that, so I'm trying to sleep.
I'm on watch. I watch it.
Yeah, I was watching that.
Yeah. I saw it. What'd you get?
Such a self.
119.
119.
That's how I played it the whole campaign.
He's never kept watch yet. Okay.
I got my fine Tillian bedroll and everything.
Yeah.
I'm set up. Hour
or so into your watch, you hear a strange, almost violin-like noise on the wind.
I look over at the druid. Did you
He's asleep.
Okay.
Does it make feel like anything, or just
You still feel the sense of unease and unwelcomeness and hostility from the land. It's been slowly growing the further you go in.
will sit with my back to the fire, looking in the direction of that noise on the wind?
Okay.
I forget he's not an elf, but I wake him up anyway.
Hey,
The soldier?
No.
You've been waking him up every few minutes.
You hear that?
when he wakes up, what are the winds of magic doing, man?
What are they doing?
Bouncing left and right fairly strongly. They're
Strong, chaotic winds of magic.
What, in the chaos area? That's
Yeah.
crazy. I had no idea. Is it all coming from him? It's sleeping
all around.
hammer. All right.
That would be kind of awesome. Not gonna lie.
I will, like I said, sit with my back to the fire, looking out into the pitch black inkiness of death.
I start walking the circuit around the camp, keeping my back to the fire as much as possible, looking out into the darkness.
okay. So the fire gives a glow of about 10 feet. The green hammer gives a glow of about 20 feet.
I suppose I don't know what I have a 20-foot or 20-yard rather increase to all light sources, as long as there's a light source.
Okay, so you can see out maybe 30 to 40 yards from the camp. You see, I mean, you guys are in, like I said, a hollow, protected from the wind. The sound is coming from over the next rise on the wind.
Should I go look at it? When I get back from I say, sounds like it's coming from that direction.
I don't think you should wander off on your own. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not a troll or a giant, so it'll.
Oh, I can blow my horn.
You go off in the dark and blow your horn. Huh?
I'm gonna nudge the druid, wake him up.
Yeah?
Do you hear that music? Is it
He
is that
listens
something
for a
you
moment.
know about?
Oh, sounds like will-o-wisps.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we avoid those, right? At all costs.
Yeah, generally, just ignore them.
Okay. All right.
And
Well,
you do
I'll
your
let him
thing.
go
As
back.
long as you don't go looking for them, they'll leave you alone.
Don't go looking for him. Cool. Yeah, well, I forgot we had an expert for like 5 seconds, and I was like, oh yeah. I'm gonna wake him up and ask him. Okay.
Okay.
Go back to sleep.
Okay. He goes back to sleep. Rest of the night. Well, who's on second watch? Okay. Just the priest.
Just the priest.
Okay.
Nobody else is,
So you guys wake him up and then go to sleep.
I wake up. I'll wake up him too.
I'm on third watch.
I don't care. I wake up him too.
Okay. So he wakes you up early. Says, "Time for your watch."
I don't know who else is on watch, so
I don't have
I don't like the idea of only one person.
You're going on watch with me.
What?
You're making up for all the old times. Here, drink this.
Are you all 3 of your guys on watch together?
Nope.
So which watch are you on?
They are.
None.
They have to be.
Yeah, they need to
Oh
get
my
third
gosh.
watch. Yeah.
I'm the only
You're
one
right.
watching all night.
We would have absolutely said they were everybody's on watch.
Which is fine. I don't care.
We watch it.
We don't.
Nope.
That's the
I
thing.
say, the soldier,
Yeah, we'd wake them up.
you're on watch.
Okay.
He says, hey, I'm
So,
on watch.
in the middle watch, everybody starts getting woken up as everybody's debating, and since there wasn't any clear plan as to who was watch. So for the second watch, everybody is awake at this point.
Were you not on watch either?
I was just about to say you can wake me up since I'm not on a watch.
But you're asleep, so you can't tell them that.
Yeah, everybody would have been on a watch at some point.
You got-
including me waking you up.
You got 9 people, so 3 people per cycle
I already
is.
did my watch.
Nope, he says the second one. You got 3 shifts for a wizard and 8 other people to fill the rest.
I'll be up with the
It
cleric.
doesn't make any sense that we don't have 1 or 2 people on a watch. Or did no watch.
I'll be up with
We
you.
had one.
Fad.
Yeah.
Fad.
You were in third. You
I'm
were
up
in
with you.
second. And then these 2 were in
Yeah.
first.
You're not listening.
Yeah.
It makes no sense why we have this many people and only 1 person on watch. More eyeballs, more ears is always better.
You take up
I
the
am
third.
not going to allow you and your entire fucking party of soldiers to sleep through the night.
You won't be fatigued. There's no. I mean, there's.
You're doing it purely out of spite.
Yeah, I don't understand why you're not taking a watch either.
I figured, like, didn't.
You're a soldier.
You take up
If anybody would take a watch first, you'd be like, listen,
You
my
have
guys
been
are going to
taking
each
these
take a watch.
NPCs from the moment you got them and avoiding everything with them. I understand they're an investment by your character, but we are not going to allow an entire half of this party to not participate. If you want, I will just harass your character and your NPCs the entire night. I'm not going to let this happen.
Like I said, you got 9 characters. You have 3 watches. It's easy enough to take 3 people per watch. So we had 3 on the first watch.
Correct.
So end result is pick the second or the third for everybody else,
Yeah.
and everything's covered.
So you 3 will be second.
Yeah.
You and your 2 will be third.
Okay?
We should have kept an extra player so there's an odd one. So
There is the druid.
The druid's the odd
There
one.
we go.
Everybody's gonna keep waking him up through the night saying, is that important?
It's a beetle, guys. It's a beetle. That's a dog
So-
beetle.
Before we slept, Well, I was hearing we had a watch set up, so
Well,
The person that said that was Sean.
We're taking what Sean said.
Sean, what the heck?
No, it wasn't Sean's fault. All he did was say,
I know, I'm kidding.
"Are you guys taking watch?" And we said yes. And then suddenly, I just assumed the only person not taking watch, because that's what was said, was the wizard.
That's what I thought too.
That's
is why
all
we
that was
kept-
said, is that the only person not taking watch was the wizard. And I said, well, I'm keeping him awake then.
right.
So we're
So-
we got 3 people for each shift then.
Okay.
Second shift for these guys.
Just think about it this way, okay? You're a professional soldier, correct? You have hired soldiers, or actually, they're not even hired, they're now your soldiers. Do you really think that trained soldiers would be in a danger-filled area, right? Relying on a bunch of misfits to keep them from being murdered in their sleep at night?
Yes, the rest of these are misfits. Not
On a very serious note,
Nobody
only because
asked. Shut
he was
up.
a soldier, I used to be a soldier. Your guy, on a dead serious note, you'd be like, listen, guys, to your other 2 people, we can't trust them.
They hit me.
I'm going to be up on one, you're going to be up on another, you're going to be up on another. So you have one of your team up on every shift, is what you would typically do as a soldier.
Right.
And you would never trust us to do the right thing,
Because they're not trained.
because we're not soldiers. Right?
Well, besides which, at a basic game mechanic level, after 8 hours, you've slept for the night. You're not sleeping another 4 hours. So regardless, you're going to be on third watch at that point. So if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
Your halfling will be cooking breakfast anyway.
Yeah.
Sausages.
That's right. He's got to be up to cook breakfast for everybody. But, end result.
That's all.
The first night, other than the will-o-wisps, seems to pass uneventfully. By morning, the soldiers are up. The druid is up. He's eager to get started early in the morning. Continue on.
While we're walking, or while we're traveling with him, I'm gonna ask him about the will-o-wisps and other things like, well, how do you handle them if they approach you or you end up? I know will-o-wisps are follow through the
Make sure you
darkness.
guys mark
but-
The will-o-wisps are like spirits.
yeah.
They never approach a living creature, but if you approach them, then they'll engage.
Gotcha. All right.
So
What happens if you stumble into one of them?
I've never done that.
How do we,
You keep your wits about you and you don't stumble into them.
You would hear it
how do
on
we
your
tell what they are? How do we tell what they look like? What do they look like?
There's lots of stories. Some people say they're ghostly shapes. Some say they're just strange lights in the darkness. Some say they're fey creatures.
I hear them tell they suck the soul out of your body.
Yep. There's other reports that they can electrify your body and strike you with lightning.
So they're myths.
They're what?
All of these are just myths. But
Oh, I heard it.
Do you know for sure they exist?
Who cares? They did. I heard it.
Don't question the guide.
Yeah.
Don't question
Okay.
the guide.
Alrighty. So day 2.
So, you guys keep going on. Early in the morning, a little bit before noon, you guys cross the river. As you've been going, every now and then you cross over the river at a ford or whatever, based on where the trail is going. You come upon a section, and you see something large floating in the water, not moving. And as it drifts downriver towards you, you realize it's the carcass of a horse. It gets hung up on the rocks right where you guys are traveling past. What's that?
Try to get it and drag it in.
Yeah, it's basically right there. It looks like a dead horse, still with tack and harness on, and saddlebags. From the looks of it, it's been dead maybe a week or 2.
Still get the heart, your saddlebags off it.
Yeah.
See what killed it.
It has the bags are filled with 2 weeks of iron rations that are now soaked and destroyed. Although it might be edible for you.
Right.
There are assorted pieces of clothing. Looks like female in design. Might be usable if dried out. And there is a sealed oilskin packet with a wax seal on it, with a mark of what looks like a stylized crown in red.
I mentioned we have some really fancy poop paper.
I guess look at it.
With my Reichland lore, would I recognize that coat of arms?
What's your Reikland lore bonus?
Oh, not much.
4.
Yeah, 4.
No, you do not recognize that as a common house.
The bonus is only 4. Like the actual. Okay.
No.
Well, you got 4 advancements in it. That's not bad.
No, I bought it because I thought it would be important, and it hasn't seemed to be that important, but now it is. So.
Well, you get a base stat bonus too.
Intelligence base.
Yeah.
You said bonus. That's why I. So it's going to be.
43.
Sorry,
What about,
intelligence
what about
is
theology?
44.
No.
It's off by 1.
44.
44? Okay. It does not appear to be a noble house that you're familiar with.
All right.
Would I? Can I attempt to recognize it with my military background?
Sure.
See if it-
What's your heraldry or skill?
38.
It doesn't seem to be a military unit either.
Okay.
Just open it up.
Time to open
just
it and
open it
read
up
it.
and read it.
Okay. Inside is it's sealed and watertight. Inside is a rough map of the Empire with a circle drawn across around the area of the barren hills. And well, let me show you this.
Oh,
hey, we recognize that.
Very familiar.
That's in the path of Morsley. Fast trying.
Okay.
So the letters got delivered to this guy.
However, it looks like a similar one to the one you guys found. However, there's been the addition of a marking on the river where the tower is on this map.
Oh, where
The watchtower.
The watchtower that we
Yes.
bypassed. Gotcha. At the lock. Yeah.
No, the watchtower
Okay.
that we helped.
Well, they reference this map, so functionally it doesn't have the Morsley pattern
Oh.
or that some people the big black markings.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that. It has the circled section of the barren hills, and then an X marked where the watchtower is.
Gotcha.
I'm going to show the map to the druid and see if he knows where this might, like any particular feature within the Badlands.
Sure.
Or the Barren Hills, like you call them Badlands. The Barren Hills.
That looks awfully close to the Devil's Bowl.
Okay.
That's where you guys said you wanted to go, right?
Wait, place, not guys.
Yep, so it looks like we're heading in the right direction.
Is there anything else in the papers and stuff?
No.
That'd be so funny.
I'll add it to the collection of papers.
Okay.
Keep the
More evidence.
the oilskin package is just letter.
It was just a piece of oilskin that would have been wrapped around the map to keep it safe,
I got you.
and then tossed in one of the saddlebags.
Did we determine what killed the horse?
Looks like one of its legs is broken,
Mm-hmm.
and other than that, it doesn't look like it's hurt. Other than that,
Fell in the river, maybe.
Could be.
Broken leg.
I mean, when a horse breaks its leg, if we're out here and one of our horses breaks a leg, we're pretty well leaving it behind.
Checking it down.
That too.
Yeah. It's a nice steak for a couple days.
All right. Well, we'll continue on to the Devil's Bowl then.
okay. Keep on going. Okay.
Start bringing dogs with us and make them a really fine meal.
Okay.
Probably buying hunting dogs.
That evening, similar, the druid finds a safe place, he says, where he's camped beforehand when he's been out here. Along the day, he's been picking plants here and there and putting it in his pouch, different things as he found them. But he finds another place that he says, I've camped here regularly, should be safe again, not a problem. He does so maybe 30 minutes or so before the sun sets, because he knows it's going to get dark again. However, unlike the first night, this time as the sun goes below the horizon, you see the moon briefly come up and then everything fades, but you also see more sleep rise from the side. And go up into the sky as well, casting a grayish green light everywhere in the place.
How does he react to seeing more sleep?
He doesn't seem surprised. So that's just a natural thing. Time in the foothills here seems meaningless.
Okay.
So,
Did one ever explode in light when more sleep came up?
did what?
Did it explode in light?
Your hammer? No. It's. I mean, as soon as the night falls, anyways, it gets very bright.
Okay.
So out of curiosity, I asked the druid, aren't you worried that those plants you're picking are already twisted by chaos?
Well, that's what makes them good for my research. I need this is the only place these plants and herbs grow.
Okay.
I'll keep first watch.
Okay.
With
Why don't we just keep the watches and what
I'm
they
going to
were?
use sense motive on
You
this.
three are on
Okay.
second
Okay.
watch.
When he says
You're on
that,
third, you're on first with us.
Maybe.
What's your bonus?
Oh,
Perception?
3.25 watch.
I want to try to
39.
39? No, the situation's slightly suspicious, but he doesn't seem like he's trying to deceive you.
Okay.
You don't get the sense that he is, at least.
I'm kind of
Is
curious
this
about
like-
these
Hey,
herbs.
Dad,
I'm kind of curious about these herbs.
clarify what my
Here's why
recruits
he's
are in for the watching pattern.
Experimentation.
I'm in the middle. Adam's the
Experimenting
first,
with chaos.
Okay.
and the halflings and
Well,
last
it could always
one
lead
to
to
start
good things
making.
That's the
also.
kind of thing that gets you
Okay.
is where he's got to set. Is it like in a lee against a hill or something?
Yeah,
that?
like the path goes down into a depression, and then there's a section in the rocks where you guys are camping out.
I want to even on my watch. I want to slide back into that
Into the back area?
as far as I can to
Okay.
avoid direct more sleep action.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to see
I already know what it's like to sleep out under all night. It's a bad time.
Okay.
Silly in bed will protect me.
It's like a mummy bag, you just roll it up over your head.
Okay.
So the Slayer comes and wakes me up again.
Wake up.
Wake up or I'm crawling in there with you.
He's a
Okay.
wizard, you never know. Come on,
Right,
big boy.
You want to be
That-
elf.
Who's on first watch?
So he was gonna split his three guys this time.
Oh, you-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
which one's on first?
Adam.
Okay, so the
It's
two of
going
us,
to be different.
the two of us and Adam.
Thank you.
So
Thanks
who's
for
going to make
taking
sure he takes a watch?
Oh.
There you go.
I was like, yes, I'm going to get out.
So it's going to be the two of you with one of his soldiers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Adam's the first one, then me,
Okay, next
and
time,
then
just
John
not going to
is
mention I'm
like
not
trying to
going on a
keep
watch.
Gotcha.
So you'll be
It's
there
just-
with
it's
those
just
two.
gonna
guys.
happen.
They'll forget next time.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
always
Jonathan
do
gets
forget.
yeah, nice and early.
Okay, so those that are on first watch, give me a perception check.
What watch am I being forced on?
Third, I think.
Third.
You just have to get up early.
That's
Are you
114.
playing Tecmo Bowl or something?
114.
Basically.
That's awesome.
106.
Who's on
106.
second watch? Who can I convince?
I'm rolling good right now. Wait till combat.
What'd you get?
I got 114.
114? Okay.
Alright.
The three of us.
What?
All right,
What?
just don't wake up.
Like 82.
82. Okay.
Are we rolling for our watch?
No, just for theirs. Okay. Late in the night, round about midnight-ish, you spot, like I said, you guys are in a depression with rocks on one side and then a hill on the other, so you can't really see very far, which is fine because there's not really much light other than the greenish glow. His hammer sets off a lot of light.
Right.
Makes it fairly well lit right where you guys are at. You notice just over the rise, there's some sort of bluish glow.
Oh,
not
yeah,
hearing
and
any sound. This
Not hearing any sound this time.
We'll just. I'm going to keep an eye on that. We're not going out into the dark.
How far away out of the light is it for me?
You could probably get within the light to the top of the rise.
And still be able to see?
Well, yeah, you'd be able to see where you are. And like I said, More Sleep is putting lots of greenish gray light everywhere. So you can see distance-wise.
Okay, I want to go up to the top of our little thing, try
Okay.
to keep a low profile, but I'm going to see if I can see from that vantage point what's out there.
Okay. In the distance, you see there's a bit of the river goes by, and there's I want to say tide pool, but sort of a side pool from the river on there. Standing near the water is some sort of humanoid figure glowing blue in the dark. From this distance, it's maybe 100 yards away or so you can't see it very clearly.
Right.
Looks to be human and female.
Crawl back down.
Okay.
Walk over to the druid. This dude's going to hate us.
Every night we wake him up.
Hey,
So, yeah,
who's the glowing blue female?
glowing blue female.
Come here.
Could you imagine being woke up to that?
You guys are killing me. I just went to sleep. Okay.
I'm the one that makes noise. Come here.
Oh, okay.
Bring up to the top of the rise.
He looks out there, squints a little bit. That's just a ghost. He turns and walks back down.
Just a ghost.
Can't.
I like this.
Okay. All right. I love that he doesn't care. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I don't like these lands.
No.
All right.
Okay.
So, no violins or whatever the heck that was last
Nope.
time. No glowing blue stuff. All right. I'm
All right.
learning.
We'll make sure when we switch shifts, we're
Yeah.
telling the next people about what there is and what the.
God.
Try to make so the druid
Telephone
can
game
sleep
by the
through his
time you
shift.
got to the
Yeah.
third shift.
Right.
Glowing blue elephant.
Yes. It's a hippopotami. Yep. So we're not gonna go out there after that.
Okay. So, second watch.
Yeah. We let them know. Hey,
That was
there's a ghost.
No.
Don't.
Yeah.
That's them two and you, right? Your actual
Glowing
guy.
blue soul sucker.
Oh yeah, you're getting a shift.
I'm in the middle shift.
Yeah. You get the middle shift, burn boy.
Okay.
Ghosts in the darn hills.
Anything you guys gonna do in the evening or in the night other than try to sleep while getting poked?
I
Okay.
guess I'll try
That's
to
what I'm
shine
doing.
up my armor
Sleeping.
a bit in the meantime.
I will
Okay.
keep waking him up.
Okay.
You're on shift.
Okay. So rest of the night passes uneventfully.
He really wanted us to go after this.
Not gonna happen.
Okay. You guys continue on. Third day. Everybody marking off food, I assume, right? Okay. You have noticed by now that your food, the trail rations or the fresh food that you have, has taken on a bit of an ashy taste. Almost like every time you take a bite, it's like you're biting into crumbled charcoal. Yeah.
People.
We're all carbon based.
That's right.
How are the horses behaving?
Skittish,
Okay.
but other than that, they're fine. Okay.
Just ask him how he keeps his food tasting good when he's out here.
I've learned to adapt. It's still edible. It's still nutritious.
Okay.
Tastes fine as soon as you leave the region, but does strange things to your senses in here. Like I said, time doesn't matter much here. I wouldn't trust your senses one way or the other. Sometimes you might think you take 5 steps forward and you take 10 steps back.
Okay.
Easy to get separated, which is why I suggested me guide you here.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay. Third day, you guys go further. At this point, he leaves the edge of the river and heads more inland. Here and there, you spot ruins of foundations, different buildings and things like that used to reside out here, all of which have been torn down, destroyed, or whatever, long ago, and nothing but a brownish haze to everything, with a fine dust that blows every time the breeze comes by. Temperature ranges from boiling hot 1 minute to bitterly cold the next minute. Even though there's no change in the cloud cover, of which there isn't any, and the sun seems to, as soon as it comes up, it feels like it's beating down on you until you try to find some shade, and then it feels like it's freezing cold.
You're not supposed to trust your senses, though, so.
And now I think I'm getting the fever. We're gonna have to sleep more.
Feel the fever coming on.
That sock and soap party gets sounding a lot better as we go on.
Okay.
Wait, what?
It's called GI party. Yeah.
Okay. That night, there isn't a hollow to hide out in. So he finds a spot basically just out of the open. He says that there isn't much between here and Devil's Bowl. We should get there probably by morning. But this is as good of a place as we have.
Gotcha.
Man, every time you say Devil's Bowl, my brain is desperately trying to find
Well,
a joke in that.
hey,
Every
Andy.
time.
We'll only have 2 days at Devil's Bowl. That's
Every time.
Why?
because of the mouth rations.
The mouth rations?
That's a
Mount of rations.
Mouth.
Oh, you said mouth. I was like,
All right, so
Okay.
The mouth ration.
Sure.
all right, first shift. You still staying up with me?
Oh, yep, for sure.
Hey, all right, buddy.
I see that Slayer gets a choice. I'm going to stay out.
Watch, I'll roll a 2 this time. I didn't roll a 2.
If you're willing to stay up, you get a choice. If you're not willing to stay up, you don't get a choice.
157.
157. Okay.
92.
92.
Good thing you're
Much
on
less.
first
Much less. Okay.
and then front top.
So you're on watch, debating who's going to get to wake up the wizard next tonight. Um,
Bang!
when you hear some footsteps approaching you in the darkness, walking on the rocky, sandy terrain.
Don't trust my senses. I will nudge the dwarf and nod in the direction. And,
You don't hear anything.
I would look
Just-
that way, though.
see anything in the direction I nodded for him.
Okay.
I got a heck of a lot further vision than they do, so I look that way.
Okay. In the greenish glow of the night, you see what looks like you'd say a soldier, in light leathers,
Okay.
walking across the field, heading towards your camp.
I relate that. Looks like some sort of a soldier in light leathers. Maybe
Are
it's a
you
member of
like
the toughest group.
Is he the only one?
That's all I see.
Quiet.
I step out. My back's to the fire.
He's not talking.
Yeah, my recruit. My
Yeah,
recruit's
you-
up with
you
them. I don't
recruit's
know
up.
if this is.
Well,
Yeah.
he's,
I'm sure he
he's
hears.
sitting
Yeah.
with us while we're talking. Yeah. So he would know. He would know that it's happening.
I interpose myself between the being and our group and just
Okay.
call out to it.
Okay.
Halt!
It pauses, looks in your direction, almost as if it didn't even realize you were there,
Okay.
and then continues walking towards you quietly. Like I said, you hear boot prints or boot steps on the ground, the crunching of the sand. He's a long way away for you to be hearing that. He's maybe 50 or 60 yards or so, but it sounds like he's right next to you. And as he approaches, the sound doesn't seem to change.
Pull out my hand axe and back up a little bit. Not natural. Keep the people up.
All right.
Okay.
I'll start nudging those around as I pull
Okay.
my rapier.
Speak your business. I yell out again.
It just quietly keeps walking towards you.
My recruit will go to me specifically.
Okay.
Wake me up.
Now you guys start waking up the group. You have maybe 2 rounds or so.
Hey, hammer time! I need your light.
Let's go.
All right.
I put my helmet on. And
So he's gonna bring his
Oh,
his
yeah.
hammer out
No
with
point
us.
comes up.
Okay.
Can we tell?
Well, he's gonna bring his hammer. That way we've got light going out. And you
Can you what?
further
Can
vision.
we tell if there's a certain spot that the sound is coming from?
All around you.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up and grab
Is the
my
druid up yet?
Bandit.
Grab a staff and walk to the fire.
Sure, somebody woke him up.
Yeah, what is this, druid?
I don't know. Yeah.
Is he walking just in a straight line?
Yes.
Is there anybody else?
I'll just
No. Haven't seen anybody else.
I'll step where he would walk.
That's where I am currently.
I'll just
We're
stand
waiting
next to
for
him.
him to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it approaches 30 yards away.
Ranged weapon.
yeah.
Plus, it hasn't been.
He hasn't done anything hostile.
Okay.
See if it's 30 yards away. As it gets that close, I want to see if I can tell anything about it. Like, does it look like it could have been a member of the Talkers group? Is it?
Give me a Reichland lore roll.
I don't have that.
Okay.
So intelligent.
Yeah, it would just be basic intelligence. It's not an untrained skill.
Nope.
Okay. He's dressed in, like I said, military gear. Looks like leathers in the greenish glow. It looks like a greenish outfit. The most notable thing is as he gets to about 20 yards or so away, as he just keeps walking towards you, he has the armor is heavily damaged.
Okay.
And there are several obvious wounds in the body, each of which they're not bleeding as such, but in a couple of places it looks like they go straight through to the other side.
Yeah. I call out. I'm dead.
It gets to about 10 yards or so, and then pauses and looks at you.
I'm gonna try something to salute it, and what I might assume would be a Reichland salute.
Give me another intelligence roll.
Oh, 113.
Okay. You mimic something you saw the soldiers do.
Okay.
He pauses for a moment, looks at you, returns the salute, and then wheezes out, almost as if it's the wind blowing in the area. Help me. Please help. Lay my bones to rest. I have walked these hills a long, long time. Follow and see. And then he turns and starts walking in the direction generally you guys were traveling.
I look back at the group and go, crap, and start following it.
Okay?
Was the druid willing to follow at night?
He doesn't seem eager to do that, but he will.
I run over to my horse,
Okay?
right? All the boarding and everything's off the horse of the night, right?
You found a way to get us to.
I'll throw my
I'm hoping everybody can
adjust
get
my
myself.
saddle on it real quick.
Okay.
Cinch it up, it don't take a couple seconds.
I mean, we can. I mean, he's walking slowly.
Yeah,
The creature's walking at a decent marching pace.
yeah, but warhorse, I can catch it.
Sure.
Right. So we'll get everything. I mean, it shouldn't take us that long to if he's got
What?
assistant and stuff.
Yeah, we'll follow him, but I'm gonna grab my horse and.
Yeah.
I said,
Okay.
give her stuff.
Well, we don't have time to pack up the whole camp. That would take an hour.
All I had, I guess technically everything I have is on me because I don't have the backpack.
And you were awake.
Maybe on my saddlebags.
Okay.
Continue on.
Yeah, the only thing in my saddlebags is my food.
I'm
didn't-
sorry,
he
your
didn't get a lot of
sleep is interrupted.
Right now, I have to stay up for 2 watches now.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll load up real quick and
Are you waking everyone up?
Somebody,
Yeah, we
you
won't
keep
care
an
about
eye on it.
Everyone's out.
yeah.
Matt, keep an eye on it, and we'll catch up.
Okay. So you follow him. He heads across the field towards what you thought were some large stones or whatever in the distance. As you approach, they appear to be instead smaller forms of that megalith that you saw beforehand.
Okay.
Okay. 50 feet, 60 feet tall, spaced every 50 feet or so around, and ahead of it you see a massive crater that you assume is the Devil's Bowl.
Or just one of the star poles.
Yeah, or at least one of them. The soldier heads just past the first statue, and then goes down a small depression towards the crater and steps into a cave where you lose sight of him.
I just shake my head. Strap my shield up, break out a torch.
Okay.
How'd that go?
He's doing jazz, man. I like it.
And head into the cave.
Okay. You clamber down to the cave entrance. It's down, like I said, a little bit.
Encampment of some sort?
No encampments around here at all. The cave entrance is edged on both sides by two old dead trees that at first glance in the shadows are vaguely humanoid shaped. But they look like dead tree branches and things like that on either side of the cave. And a narrow triangular sort of entrance into the cave.
Do I see the
The creature? No, it's disappeared inside. The group's maybe 5-10 minutes behind you.
I want to get myself killed.
I do.
Okay, what do you need?
Okay.
Is it relevant to what Matt's doing right now?
Somewhat. Since this is it appears to be a military guy.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume, like, I would be moving with a bit of haste because it's.
We're all.
Yeah, they all are. Everybody was gathering the horses and their bare minimal stuff to get there.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll see if one of the man-shaped trees will set on fire.
Okay, so you go over to those. Yeah, you hold the torch against them. They don't seem to light as such.
Okay.
They don't reach out to grab you, though.
They do say ow.
What's your problem,
I
man?
was more worried about them grabbing me, but my character, quite frankly, didn't really care about that.
Wait, trees can grab people?
Yeah. I'm going to try to find a way to really anchor the torch out here. No
Okay.
I'm going to be following.
Okay.
Take out my only other torch.
Okay.
I don't know if that one.
Okay.
And check out at least the first, we'll say, 20 yards of the cave.
Okay. Inside, you see the cave goes in about 15, 20 yards or so, and then branches. There are what looks like there's something at the intersection that's sticking up out of the dirt.
See what it is?
Okay, head up there.
Yep.
Okay. You climb in, move up to it. There is what looks like part of a shield sticking out from the dirt,
Okay.
and a bone.
I look down all the other passageways.
Okay,
Is there a way where I can like jam that torch in somewhere off to the side?
sure.
Then I start out digging out this, what I would assume is the soldier's body.
Okay. You kneel down and start digging at the ground. It's relatively soft. The tunnel itself is only about 7 feet high. Some of the sections are even lower than that. Fairly comfortable and homely for you. But you dig out, and fairly quickly you expose what looks like a human skeleton. Nothing but bones at this point and bits of armor laying in the dirt. As you do so, you hear some scratching sounds from all three of the passages, and you hear something behind you squeak out, "Stand still, dwarven scum! We'll stop there.
Steven!